Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode. My co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
Listen, man, I just want to give a shout out to my boy right here. My boy's been killing the game.
Yes.
Hardly Initiated's been going crazy. And I don't know if y'all seen that episode yesterday with Dr. Jamal Bryant, but that one was elite.
Powerful.
Elite.
Powerful. So y'all better make sure y'all go check it out. But if you're here right now, you're in the right place because this one here is for the ladies. Fellas, I got something coming for you. Matter of fact, you just might want to stay on here to see what you're doing right or wrong because we about to put the ladies on how to find these quality men online. Ladies have been asking us so many times, so many DMs, emails. How does this online dating thing work? And we got you. And to make this thing happen the right way, we brought two gentlemen here to join the conversation. All right? Let's introduce these brothers. Right here to my left, I'm rocking here with the brandpreneur. This brother is the man behind the brand. Your favorite person online, he got something to do with what you see, what they look like, and what they feel like. It is Nick Nelson. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, excited to have you. And over here to the right-hand side, we have a strange combination with this brother here. This brother is a mix between a former certified relationship expert and coach and now tech expert, which you about to bring us some
founder
game
right now.
Yes, founder. If
Yeah.
y'all probably seen this brother if you watching Tech is the New Black, the podcast. So he's going to bring a really good perspective and some game behind how to navigate these online dating apps. Welcome. We are rocking here with Cyrus Harbin. Welcome to the show.
Hey, bro, y'all know I'm blessed to be here, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it.
Yes, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. So y'all know before we get into it, I want to jump right into it. We got some great things on the way coming for you guys. So we are going to start right there. But before we get it going, y'all drop your cities right now in the chat. Let me see where everybody's from. Ryan, tell them what we got coming.
Y'all really need to drop them IG profiles for real because we're going to take a look at those later. But check this out. I want to special shout out to everybody tuned in through Facebook right now. We got the multicast going because we don't want to be selfish and just keep it on YouTube. But at the same time, we got to keep it exclusive to YouTube. So Facebook, if you're watching, we're giving you 30 minutes of some fire content, but just make sure that you join the YouTube broadcast because the chat is about to go crazy. Y'all already know that. Now, we encourage all super chats of every amount. Guys, we got to feed our families, okay? It costs money for us to have such an awesome production, for us to get such wonderful guests. So any super chat counts. But specifically, anything over $10, we will make sure to shout you out. Either myself or my homie here, Tyshawn, he gonna take care of y'all.
Yes.
Now, I know a lot of people been DMing us and emailing us about where we at. I told you guys at $3,500 for super chats, we are going to sound treat the entire studio as well as get a little bit of branding to make sure we look nice and sharp. Last month we did $1,300. This month we're starting off a little slow, guys. We got to pick it up. We only at $126, so let's try to get to at least $650 tonight. I think
Let's
that's a
do
good
it.
goal. You think that's straight, Ty?
That's light. That's light.
Cool.
That's
Last
light.
thing, guys, hit the like button. We need all the likes we can get. And make sure you click that link up top to register to get our top 10 dating and connection questions. Now, I consider myself pretty smooth, but Tyshawn has assured me he has tested these connection questions. They work?
Yeah. Bro, listen, tried and true. Tried and true. I would not put a question I have not verified myself, people. All right? So y'all better go ahead and fill that one out.
Real quick, shout out to VJ. Just send over a super chat, getting us straight. Please hit the like button and financially support the podcast. I will be 70 years old on my birthday.
Wow.
I am a senior citizen, but I make a way because this is helping people. Please help too.
Vanita's
VJ.
70 years old. Did you know that?
VJ, I love you, VJ.
I do too.
We might have to get together. Okay?
On every episode. You over here supporting.
Dropping it.
Wow. Wow. Yo, listen. Shout out to Greg. Greg just joined the family in here. Did Donnie just drop 10 Hardly Initiated memberships? Bro, look at that.
Wow.
Bro, 10 people just got memberships.
Wow, this is crazy.
Y'all go ahead and grab those.
First off, so listen, we gotta.
She just made it rain in the chat. She just made it rain in the chat.
And I don't know if you know what gifted means. It means that she has literally purchased 10 memberships for 10 people who are not a member.
Gosh.
Wow. Guys, that's 10. Wow. That's $90. That's $9.99 a month. It's like $100, guys. And not only that, she joined the legendary initiate. So that's the top member. Donnie,
listen, you fam, Donnie. Y'all, well, look, we're gonna do something really fun, all right? Because we want to get y'all social medias right. Because a lot of y'all want to figure out how to leverage our social medias and you're on, whether, I don't care if you got dating apps or Instagram, because if you didn't know, Instagram can be a dating app if you're using it right.
It definitely is.
All right? Now, if you using it wrong, we're going to let you know, because we will be doing an Instagram audit for our members. We're going to pull your Instagram up. We're going to take a look at it. So look, if you're watching this on the audio right now, if you're listening, I should say, you might want to check the video, because it's going to get kind of fun later on in the show. So stay tuned. But first, before we get into the depths of all of that, I want to start here, talk to the fellas, right? Because I think online dating has become a very important part of our culture.
Definitely.
In 2023. Yeah. I honestly feel like it might be a necessity at this point.
Yeah.
To make sure you brand yourself properly online, especially as a woman who's interested in attracting the right man.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I want to ask you guys, what are you guys' thoughts on how online dating in general has affected the landscape today? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
So what I'll say is, this is just what I hear. Not keep in mind, I've been married 23 some odd years, right?
Okay.
So, but I do have a lot of single clients. And in terms of online dating, I've heard a mixed bag, right? Some individuals live by it. Some of them just think it's trash, right?
Okay.
There are different types of online dating apps. You know, there is ones that are considered to be elevated in terms of just how they are considered and the types of individuals that go on. And there's some that are considered to be like, you know, the Carnival Cruise of dating apps. Right. And so I look at it and I say that it's a good method, but you have to be very conscious in terms of what it is you're putting out there. Right. When we talk about branding, the thing that people fail to realize is that they don't even know what a brand is. They don't even know that they are a brand. They don't even know what they're putting out there. What you're putting out there is the experience of you.
Yeah.
Right? It's the experience of you. You're giving a person a sneak peek of the experience of you. Right? So it is, what is it like to engage with you? What is it like to interact with you? What is your personality like? And far too often what I see is that you have individuals that will provide a false narrative, right? A false experience. So it will be one thing, right, that will be on their, you know, Instagram or their TikTok or even on their dating app. But when you get live in person with them, it's a totally different thing. And it's like, okay, I don't get it, right? And then when you do that, what you're doing is you're doing yourself a disservice, because I consider that to be false advertising, right? So you put yourself out there as someone that's inquisitive, that's fun, that's, you know, the life of the party. But when you get in person, you're not saying a thing, right? You're saying nothing. You have nothing to contribute, nothing to offer. And it's like, okay, this is not what you put out there.
Yeah.
So what I think people are missing the boat on is that social media is an extension of who you are.
Yeah.
And it's not an extension of what you want to be, right? It's not that, right? It is extension of who you are. And if you make it an extension of who you are and you really put yourself out there as you are, it can help you weed out the right people for you, right? The other thing that I also see is that far too often individuals are just getting the wrong hits, the wrong people in their DMs, you know, talking to them, things of that nature. And that's because they're putting the wrong thing out there. So I think with these dating apps, you have to be true to who you are and let that, you know, be a part of who you are on these dating apps.
So we're gonna talk about how to actually go into the details of how to do that, because I think especially people who are not savvy to social media, online, to know how to represent themselves in that way, they really don't even understand the concept of what type of photos to put out to make it an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might even have a negative relationship where they see it as superficial. Like they look at even trying to put all their business out as some kind of superficial vanity act of you trying to even invest in your social media. They don't see it as a tool to attract a partner that they could build a life and legacy with.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your perspective on that as well, because you got an interesting relationship with social media yourself.
I mean, I agree with you entirely. The majority of relationships for the past decade have come from online, whether we're talking online dating or social media. Wow. So whenever someone has a perspective that says, "Oh, who I am online doesn't reflect who I am as a person." First off, I agree with literally what he just shared, but the data shows us that that's irrelevant. If you believe that you're a different person, like separate from your social media, well, guess what? Since most people are actually meeting on social media, then you have to understand that how you present yourself on social media is something that matters significantly.
I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah.
You say most people, so like you're saying, and is it like any specific channel? Like when you say most people are meeting online, is it like you mean romantically?
Yeah, yeah, specifically
so
romantically.
Right now,
Yeah.
most relationships are actually happening.
So most relationships in general, but even more focused when it comes to social media. So most people are connected. I mean, like you mentioned before, like the difference between regular social media versus a dating app is that the only difference is that on dating apps, it's assumed that the person is single since they're on a dating app. And it's assumed, depending on the dating app, it's assumed that the person is looking for something that is at least like romantic on some kind of serious level. Now, obviously, people can put filters. They can say, I'm just here to have fun. I'm here long term, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's usually assumed that the person is single and assume that, hey, this person is clearly having, they clearly are looking to have better success on this dating platform. But social media in and of itself is still dating platforms.
Let me ask you this, because it is some traditionalists out there that they're communicating, hey, you know what, I don't care what's happening online, I absolutely prefer to meet somebody in person. But with the way technology is steadily advancing, do you think that strategy can be effective at all, or should you just go ahead and give the traditional dating up and focus on finding you somebody online?
I believe it's as beneficial as someone that has a brick and mortar business that says, I'm not going to post my business or market my business online. It's the exact same thing. So if someone has a brick and mortar business, now there are brick and mortar businesses today. There are mom and pop shops. There are things like that exist that are still getting by. Some. But to start one today, especially if one does not already have like suitable customers, to start one today and you do not have any type of online presence or plan, that is ignorant business practice. And that parallels when it comes to the dating market today. So yeah, you can avoid social media if you want to, but chances are, especially if you're not, the top type of person that everybody's running after everywhere you go, then you are only limiting your options and opportunities. And the last thing we want for anyone, but especially women, is to limit their options and opportunities. That's because we know as their dating pool shrinks and as they create more limitations, it becomes significantly harder for them to find a quality mating partner.
So let's actually ask that. I want to know how many ladies in the chat right now are actively dating online.
I'm gonna drop that.
I want to know that
right
because I've heard a lot of ladies say this. Like, my man gonna have to meet me in a grocery store. Like, like they really are stuck and held to wanting to. And I get it, right? Y'all might have had some bad experiences online, whatever the case might be, and you prefer to make it pop off in real life so you can scan him up and down from head to toe, feel his energy. And I get it is something special about being able to feel somebody's energy in person. But the reality situation is a lot of the ladies watching this show probably working 40 to 60 hours a week. Yeah. They got kids, they got family, they got lives going on outside of dating. And dating is probably not the highest thing on your priority list, but it does have a lot to do with your fulfillment and just human satisfaction.
I believe to that point, a person that says, and I guess we're talking to ladies, so I'll be specific and say a woman that says that I need to meet a man this way, or this way, is ultimately what they're communicating is that they want to determine their love story and not allow God to determine their love story. And so the difference is that determining, because of course they romanticize things. The idea is that usually they'll watch a movie and they love the idea of how the guy and the woman meets each other, how Harry met Sally. Like, they love the idea of how they met. And it's like, man, that's so romantic. That's so cute. That's so attractive. The whole idea of the damsel in the castle is parallel to women where they want to keep their social media private, or if they want to say, I don't want to go out. The idea is that they are intrinsically communicating, I want to be the damsel in the castle, and the prince comes and knocks down the door.
That's hard to find, hard to get, hard to access.
But in reality, a prince, and this is the irony, in a movie, in a show, whatever, a cartoon show, a prince is not going to go and slay a dragon just to get to a princess. A prince is in his castle and has a harem of opportunities of women within his kingdom that are opportunities that he engages with. Instead, the only type of man that is gonna go and slay a dragon and knock down the damsel in distress's door is the grunt soldier that the princess wouldn't even want to be with, because he's the one the prince will send to do that job. And so that type of man is the one that will go above and beyond, fighting a dragon, doing everything, sending 1,000 texts every single day. Good morning, beautiful. Doing all of these different elements.
Right.
It's literally the grunt soldier that when he kicks in the door and the princess is like, oh, wow, someone kicked in my door, AKA DM'd me, AKA approached me. They will look and say, oh, you're not the prince. You're just a grunt soldier. They want the prince.
Right.
But it's like the prince is not going to be the one that is going to jump through all those hoops and do those things. Not saying settle for a guy that's doing nothing, but again, hear me out. Don't be the damsel in distress. Instead, be the lovely, beautiful woman that is already there, that at least presents herself in places where the prince can easily see her and approach her.
And online is one of those places.
Exactly.
So let's actually talk about this, because I want to know this, and even for myself, because I don't even personally have the best personal brand. Like, my personal brand is like,
it's not really existent online.
Yeah. Like, you look at
if Instagram was the measuring stick, it's not really available.
If you look at my Instagram, you can kind of be like, what this man do?
You say he likes fitness. He likes to work out.
Yeah, is he workout?
That's
What is this, like real estate? He has a podcast. Like,
No. Oh, it's another one of those podcasts.
Right. It's right. You don't even know what kind of podcast I got. So it's a little confusing. So I'm in the same, I'm with y'all, ladies. That's also having some brand confusion going on. So help us out right here, because we got the brandpreneur here, and you specialize in taking people's brands from zero to hero. And how does that happen? Like, what does someone do to properly present themselves online? Like, what does that look like? Not metaphysically, like practically. How do I present myself properly online?
The first thing you have to understand is, what do you want to be known for? And that's what you just articulated, right? Far too often, you have people that provide too much information, right? And ultimately, the whole concept of being online is for people to sell you, right?
Yeah.
For other people to sell you, right? One of my mentors told me, it's not what you say about you, but it's what other people say about you, right? I can't sell you if I don't know what it is you do. Right, I can't sell you if I don't know what it is you stand for. I can't sell you if I don't know what value you add to the table. I can't sell you if I don't know what problem you solve, right? And far too often, what I see is that individuals, they just put a mixed bag out there, right? And there is one word that's missing. It's intentionality. It's not intentional. It's you just put some stuff out there just because you feel like putting it out there. I went out went working out today. Someone put it out there. I went to the Beyonce concert and I'm with my girls, and I'm gonna just put that out there. Right. I went to brunch. I'm gonna just put that out there.
That's how my Instagram works.
I don't
Whenever you feeling good.
whenever you feeling good,
when
right?
I'm having the mood, record.
And it's like I don't understand what it is that you want to be known for. One of the things you talked about was just, these dating apps, et cetera. And I think that far too often there is a misconception in terms of wanting to meet people in person, right? I feel that I need to meet somebody in person, that these dating apps or meeting somebody online, that's not real, right? It has to be in the club. It has to be at church. It has to be in the grocery store. The thing that I tell people, that people will meet you online before they will ever see you in person.
Yes.
You use the whole concept of the mom and pop stop, right? Even nowadays, you don't even know about that mom and pop stop unless you hit Google, right?
Yeah.
And then when you hit Google, what the hell are you doing? You're going to the reviews and trying to dig in and say, okay, what are they about? What are they serving?
Yeah.
What is it like? What's the experience like?
You vet them online.
You vet them.
Yeah.
All people are doing is vetting you online.
Yeah.
They're vetting you, but I can't vet you online. I can't even understand if you're for me if I don't know what you stand for.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, the problem is it's brand confusion. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know what you represent. I don't know who you are. One minute you twerking, the next minute you talking about Jesus. I can't get it. I'm
Ratchet
confused.
and righteous.
Ratchet and righteous, right? Which one which one bubbles up to the top? I ain't mad at both, but it's like, which one? Who are you? Like, I don't understand who you are, and that's the problem that I see so often with this, social media profiles, especially with the ladies online. In terms of, I can't get a feel for what you care about or who you are or what you stand for.
So let me
let's
do this
close.
real
I
quick.
was about to say, close that
we
joint
got
out.
you want to keep it going for a few minutes, or you
No. How many people got?
I'm gonna close this poll, guys. Let's
Yeah.
get a couple more votes in. Do you have an active online dating profile? And look, oh my goodness, we going crazy. Almost 400 people in the chat. We only 20 minutes in.
Wow.
We might hit 800 tonight. I don't know if y'all know this, guys, but 600 people make a conference every Monday and Wednesday. We having 2 conferences.
Yeah, it's happening here.
Yeah, this is.
If you're watching on the
building.
pre-record, you need to be here at 8 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday nights because it's going down. The chat is crazy.
So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out at 7 minutes. We got 134 votes and counting. I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
This is crazy.
66% of people said no.
Wow.
They do not have an active online dating profile.
Brick and mortar businesses.
You said how many?
66% of people.
I thought
But
you
that's
said
not
6.
strange. That's
No.
not strange. It's not strange at all because
Really?
most females that I know, they are private. They're private.
Yes.
They're private.
Exactly.
So when you look at their social media profiles, it'll be private.
That's a fact.
It's private. Like you think that it's more than that, but like the majority of people, all they do is they watch. They watch
Yeah.
and they follow. They don't say a damn thing, right? They don't say
but
anything.
they be on there.
But they be on there.
Heavy.
They're on there, but they watch, they follow, they say absolutely nothing. So that's why you have what you have.
So Cyrus, let me ask you this. Because I know you mentioned about having more options.
Yeah.
What other benefits? Because clearly people are not sold on the benefits. So outside of more options, what other benefits does online dating provide?
I mean, just a plethora. First and foremost, data has shown that women, first off, not just women that are on online dating, but women that are actually even open to even sending a message first to a guy online. Those women have a significantly higher chance of ending up in either long-term relationships as well as marriage. So, there's that benefit from that. Also, and if you're speaking just being online in general, also there are just connections. So again, going back to someone that just wants to be able to meet quality people. Okay, the quality people sometimes extends from just romantic to sometimes you find romantic people through connections, through friendships. And so just like whether we're talking jobs, careers, business, networking, all of it typically happens through the people that you know. So likewise, one of the things that I've noticed is specifically back when I was doing a lot of relationship counseling is that I looked across the board. I did in 2022, that was my last year, 2021 was the last year that I was doing counseling sessions. I did 94 counseling sessions in 2021, 94 virtual counseling sessions. Only two of those women said that they had friends that they had friends group where at least half of their friends were married. The overwhelming majority of the women, either one, didn't have friends groups or connections, or two, the friends that they had, all of their friends were, I don't want to say city girls, but they were the type where they were not living in a way or moving in a way where they were trying to attract LTRs or long-term relationships or marriage.
Yeah.
Now let's take that to social media. That's like the example of a person that either one on social media is not actually open to making connections and friendships, whether it's romantic or through relationships with other quality women, being able to find amazing people, or they're making the wrong kind of connections. And again, going back to what you're saying, posting the wrong type of content, or just connected with the wrong type of women online. And because of that, they get tagged in photos where those other types of women are doing crazy, ridiculous things. And by default, any wise man that's actually vetting those women properly is going to see that those tag photos, that tag content is going to be like, okay, these are the kind of women you hang around. Okay, so either one, I'm either going to see you just as a tool or just as something to have fun with, Or depending on how quality the man is, he'll say, I'm just not even, you're not even the kind of woman I'm going to deal with at all.
Yeah.
So it matters. It's incredibly beneficial to make sure that you are utilizing these different platforms for a variety of different connections that ultimately leads to healthy relationship.
Okay, now you said platforms, and one thing I noticed that Nick, you mentioned, you talked about if you were a consumer, you're gonna go on Google, check out the Google reviews. But things have changed now. So when people look at restaurants and places to go, now they're looking at TikTok.
Correct.
So my question for you, when it comes to dating, is it the dating apps that I should prioritize, or is it Instagram?
So I would say this. I believe it more so is Instagram and TikTok that you need to prioritize, because that's where you're going to see people be a little bit more vulnerable in terms of just their day-to-day and what it is they're looking like. On these dating apps, you know, it's the profile, it's the pics, things of that nature, right? It's almost the equivalent of you going on your first date and bringing your representative, right? Ultimately, if a person posts enough and posts frequently enough across these platforms, you will see who it is that they are and what it is that they stand for, right? Because it will just show itself. It will show itself. On these dating apps, it's the equivalent of a representative, right? So I would say that it's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's Facebook. It is taking your time to really just go through the details of everything. Look at the various posts. Also, it's not even the post. Who are they connected to? See, the thing is not just about what it is that they're posting, but it's also who is in their friend group, right? Who is in their association group. It's more than just looking at the superficial, right? It's going a layer deeper. It's doing your research. We do research on everything else. I mean, I see all this equipment in here. Everything in here, y'all probably did research on.
That's a fact.
The same thing with the person that you're trying to partner with or you're interested in. You got to go in and you got to go a layer deeper and you got to do research, right? You got to see what it is that they're doing, who they're connected to, what are those people into, etc., before you begin making your decisioning.
So they need to go and unfollow Sukihana and Sexy Red right now. Go unfollow them.
I agree with that 100%. I believe it goes even a layer deeper. So we all know there's a lot of toxic relationship content that's out there right now. That's the new thing. One of the things that I appreciate about y'all's platform is that y'all are, like, y'all told me this even offline. Y'all are talking about how much you significantly care. You told me this today and the last time we were together. We were like, man, we truly want to help men and women. We want to provide valuable information and resources that could help them in today's time. The majority of content we see today is toxic. We're constantly seeing, and I know some of these people. I'll be real. I'm cool with some of the people that do this, where they do the street interviews where they're asking toxic mess. Half of them I want to unfollow. It's like, man, I'm cool with you, so I ain't gonna unfollow you. But I don't watch any of that content anymore. Why? Because we see a growing gender war that's been happening, and a large part of it is fueling men to look at women in a negative light because they're seeing crazy women on these platforms. And on the flip side, women are seeing men that are bashing women. And ultimately, people think that we're just looking at these things. But we have to remember, as we're viewing that type of content and constantly viewing it, it is literally pouring itself into us to where it is breeding a frustration, sometimes a hatred, but more than likely a distrust against the opposite sex. So now, even when we do go on dates, we're with a person and we're kind of filtering things based on all of the content that's been getting funneled into us. So yes, unfollow the Sukiyanas and the city girls, but also let's avoid that toxic content. Let's hit unlike or hit uninterested or unfollow whenever we see that toxic content, because whether consciously or subconsciously, that is starting to affect even the way that we move, of course, online, but also when we're actually dating people.
Listen, I agree 1000% with that, because we was at one of our buddies' parties not too long ago, and the young guys come up to me asking me some questions about how to deal with women and things like that. And one of the phrases I kept hearing was "these women," and in my mind I was thinking, you talking to me about how to get you some dates. So you're not going on dates. So where are you getting this? These women doing this. These women doing that.
That's the clean version of probably what it was.
Yeah. That was definitely the clean version. But now that you state that, that's exactly where they're getting what women are doing, and it's from the toxic content that's being put out online right now.
It's poison, man. And I think we can Like that's why we're very intentional about making sure we distance ourselves, our branding as a platform, so we don't get associated. Because first of all, as soon as we tell somebody we got a podcast, they're like, oh, here go these young black men with this podcast. I already know. But
they said we was employed by the CIA, and they dropped podcast mics.
They said the CIA dropped podcast mics in the black community. Look, it's all types of theories.
What in the world?
Yeah, trust me, it's all types of theories to why these podcasts are the end of civilization. But shout out to everybody tapped in to positive messages to transform yourselves. Yeah. And one constant message I'm seeing right now in the chat is the ladies are saying, I don't want to do this online dating because it's too much work. It's too much work. It's too much work. Is it really that much work to keep up, to upkeep a brand? Like, what does it take? What does the effort look like to create a good brand online?
It's consistency. So consistency is different for everybody, right? You guys have a rhythm in terms of, when you put out your podcast, things of that nature. It is identifying what is consistent and realistic for you and then following that, right? There's also being, as I stated again, is being intentional, right? So it's more than just consistency, but it's also thinking about what it is that I'm putting out there, right? So for some individuals, if you're thinking too hard about it, if you are overthinking it, it can be a daunting experience.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've seen that is one of the biggest triggers why most females aren't putting their post out there is because of safety, right? And I think that's a big thing that we have to look at is in terms of, from a female standpoint, safety is, especially for the right type of woman, right? And when I say the right type of woman who cares about herself, cares about her reputation, cares about, what she stands for, they're going to be precautious. And so safety is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so they are not going to put everything out there. They're going to post on an infrequent basis. It will be sporadic or what have you. It might not even be them. I know some individuals that don't even show their face on their posts.
Many of those.
That is crazy.
They don't even show their face at all. You got to really dig in their Facebook or their Instagram just to see an image of them. They show everything else but that, right? It's because of safety, right? And so you have to understand that there are various variables in this whole game in terms of females and what it is and how they move and how they operate online, right? I know that what comes up is the scandalous and twerking and the sexy shots and all that stuff that can come up on your gram easily, right?
Yeah.
But the individuals that aren't showing up, the cream that typically rises to the top, you'll never see.
So is it not as simple as just getting 9 good photos and putting it on your Instagram and leaving it there? Like, does it have to be this like upkeep consistency aspect to developing a brand, or at bare minimum
absolutely. The question is yes. It's because of how the algorithm works, right?
Okay.
So the algorithm works the more you feed these platforms. These platforms are free for a reason.
Yeah.
They want your time and they want your data, right? They want time and data. And so by you feeding it, right, you are providing content. Content allows people to, watch, and it helps to feed their time aspect, right?
Okay.
And then it's the data piece of it as well, right? So the more you post, the more you put out there, the more the algorithm rewards you on all levels. I don't care what platform you're on.
Okay.
That's why consistency is key, right? That's why it's engagement is key. People look at the number of followers. It's not even the number of followers. It's, are people engaging?
Yeah, that matters the most. Yeah.
Are people engaging with you? That's what these platforms care about. So by individuals putting content out there that people can watch and view and engage with, it helps them to be seen easier. And going to the mom and pop, the whole concept, that's what it's about nowadays. It's about being seen. I need to know you exist. If I don't know you exist, I can't engage with you.
So if I'm a woman that's like, you know what, I'm about to be intentional. I'm about to start rebranding myself or starting from scratch,
Yeah.
to start putting some images out or start branding myself online, what type of content, if we can like categorize or put in a box, should she look at organizing and posting regularly on her page? What type of content should it be?
So it's three things. One is it's insights. People love to learn, right? So if you know a thing, you can teach a thing. What can you teach? What can you teach? I don't care. Understand what's the one thing you want to be known for. So be very intentional about that. So you're not causing brand confusion. And then begin teaching about that one thing. Number two is people want insights around you. People are inherently nosy. They want to understand, who do you hang around?
Yeah.
Where do you go? What do you care about? What are the things that you're interested in? So be giving of who you are, not to a point that makes you uncomfortable, not to a point where you're telling too much, right? But just enough for individuals to gauge information about you, to
what-
feel
is it
like they know you.
Lifestyle?
It's lifestyle. It's your belief system. It's all of that, right?
okay.
That's enough for people to feel like they know you.
Got it.
Right? It's feeling like I know you.
Yeah.
That's what I call the Oprah effect. People don't know Oprah Winfrey, but when they see Oprah, like I've met her in person, I've seen how this happens. These women will go in and they will like fall into her arms because they feel like they know Oprah.
Yeah.
Right? So getting to a point where you put content out there that people feel like they know you. And then the last thing is inspirational. Nothing beats the internet. Nothing works better on the internet than inspiration.
I can
Yeah,
totally
that's
see
right.
that.
It's inspiration. That's why Dion is killing the game right now.
Yeah.
Right? You know, his whole brand is inspiration. Steve Harvey's whole brand is inspiration. Right? You look at the brands that really pop online, it is a consistent theme of inspiration. Right? That's what we call HGTV. That's what we call the Food Network. That's what we call CNN. All of them use the same technique. You know, insights, information, and inspiration. You put those together, either one independently or all three combined, and that's what keeps people engaged with you. And so that's what these ladies need to begin looking at in terms of, all right, what can I teach? What can I tell people about me, and how can I inspire?
So just being more practical, if a woman is really, really good at cooking, she could start putting out some of the meals that she prepares.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Okay.
and teaching how to do that. It's the same thing with like natural hair is a great example. These sisters with natural hair, these sisters will watch for hours, learning how to take care of their natural hair.
Yeah.
It's the whole natural hair journey. So these are the top 5 products that I use. Right, this is how my hair happened today.
Even if she's
right?
dating, she got to put content out like that. If like her interest, her bigger interest is to attract a partner, you think she should intentionally put content out around those subjects as well?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
what it does is
agree.
it
Wow.
again it
Wow.
draws attention. It
Yeah.
allows me to get an understanding of who you are
Yeah.
and what you think about and what you care about and what is it like. I am dating you before I even get to know you.
Yes.
Right? I am getting an understanding of what is it like to be around you. And I'm getting invested, right? The thing that people fail to realize is that the internet, people are invested in you. Man, that's why people are following you right now. How many of your followers have actually met you? Probably like 1%.
Right.
But they are invested in you
Right.
based off of what it is you putting out there in the universe.
And they
What
are
it-
developing a relationship with
and they're
for sure.
developing a relationship in their head.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it's not an actual one. They ain't got your number. It's a relationship in their mind. And so that's what people do. They build a relationship in their mind.
Yeah.
That's how we get invested into people. That's why you had, that's why Beyonce made $500 million on her concert tour, because people have over the years invested in their mind a relationship with Beyonce.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing.
So I want you to chime in on this, but I can tell he's steaming over here. Cyrus ready.
You gotta be hyped. I love it.
I want to go ahead and let go of our Facebook audience, guys. We love you and appreciate you, but we absolutely need you here in the YouTube chat. And guys, I don't know if you've seen this, more and more as the audience grows, as the live audience grows, we are going to be limiting the chat to our members only. So please, I've dropped the link in there multiple times. Look in the description if you need it, but go ahead and join the membership. We got some really awesome stuff coming, including a virtual celebration for which we're gonna have special guests. Of course, myself and Tyshawn gonna be there rocking. Probably have some champagne, but we're gonna be celebrating 100,000 subs, 300 members for our channel, and our 2-year anniversary of filming, which is literally in a few days this Friday. So please make sure you join the membership. And Cyrus, I can tell you steaming over here.
Yo, I love everything he's saying so much. And literally, I believe, even probably without knowing it, there's a comment that was made earlier. I believe what you were saying also, it answers a comment that was addressed earlier. And I want to piggyback on that to double down on it. One of the comments that was said is that was mentioned is that some women feel as if, they're questioning, okay, does it take all this work, or it feels like it's too much work? I believe that this is actually a hack, what he's sharing, because the beauty about what he's sharing is that it provides a double benefit or dual benefit to posting content, or basically to attract men. So one, posting that kind of content, it has the benefit and the value of, one, of course, being able to attract suitors, because as he was mentioning, with that additional engagement, naturally, passively, men are going to see that content. Even if men don't care about natural hair or don't care about those types of things, just naturally through them following someone that's engaging with it, we know how social media works, and many times they're going to end up seeing those women and seeing that content. Just like he mentioned, of course, is going to give the man a snapshot, a preview, or a trailer of some of the things that the woman is interested in and that she's doing with her life. But the really amazing thing about it is that for the women that are thinking, oh man, like that feels like so much work, understand again, it has a dual benefit, because first and foremost, the way that the world is now and the way it's further going, everyone already has a personal brand, whether they believe it or not. But it's becoming more of a requirement, even if we're talking career, business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is becoming more and more of a requirement. Y'all know I'm in the tech industry. Even with people that are working jobs in tech, I talk to them about the value of having a professional brand and leveraging that to get promotions, get more jobs, or get other opportunities. So ladies, I want y'all to understand everything he said. For those of you that are thinking, okay, that sounds like a lot of work, this is already work that benefits your life overall. But the beauty of it, the passive benefit, is that it also benefits you in terms of being able to attract more and better quality suitors. So it's a dual benefit. So that's one hack. So I want to double down on what he said for that point. But on the other angle, a hack that I want to give specifically for dating apps. This is something that men already do on dating apps. I read the book called Dataclysm, which was written by the founder of OkCupid. He was the co-founder of OkCupid. And the book was talking about data that they extrapolated from online dating sites and basically how they can determine human social, just basically how we are in sociology, how we truly are versus how people pretend they actually are. One of the things that they were able to find, one of the hacks they found, were that the men who basically used copy and pasted messages and just blasted women over and over with the same copy and pasted messages, those men, they ended up getting more women to respond. Wow. And they were able to go on more dates with women. Now, ladies, that's one thing women do not like. Women do not like the idea of a guy sending a copy and pasted message.
Oh, they got pages that just blast men for doing that.
And I get it. I get it, ladies. But I want you to, in this instance, learn from what the men are doing. For the woman that's saying, man, I don't have time to respond to every individual message that each guy is messaging me on all of these dating apps, I get it. My suggestion would be to have a pretty generic copy and pasted message, and then you can choose what you want it to be, but just kind of a bit of a framework could straight up be, okay, and this is based off of what you want. You could just straight up have a copy and pasted message where the guy hits you up. You could just say, if you're interested in the guy, after you're looking at his page, if you're interested, you could just go ahead and copy, paste the message. And the message could be something as generic as, hey, I think you seem interesting, or you seem attractive, or thanks for hitting me up. Look, I don't like to spend all my time on here. So either one, let's either, like either one, like call me and let's set up a phone date or a FaceTime date. Or if you're bold enough, you can say, hey, you set up a date for us. Just have a copy and pasted message. So that way it removes the work. It's kind of like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs. Many of them wear the exact same thing. You already see where I'm going. They wear the exact same thing. Exactly. Spot on what he said. So for you saying it's a lot of work, it's really not a lot of work, but it is. You're having decision fatigue over trying to think of, okay, how do I respond to this guy? How do I respond to this comment? Just remove it. Ladies, one of the benefits, there are a lot of benefits that men have that you are all not privy to. One of the benefits that you have as women is that you could basically say anything to a guy. You could literally send him a copy and pasted message.
Facts.
He could ask you a question. You can ignore his question and say, it could be the same copy and paste message. Hey, I'm also interested. Here's my number. Schedule a FaceTime date, or give me your number. I'll call you or whatever. We'll set up a FaceTime date, or you set up a FaceTime date. You set up a phone call date, and then we'll see what goes from there. You can literally just copy and paste a message, so that way you remove that decision fatigue.
And another thing to consider too, ladies, because I also hear a lot of ladies say, and it's probably maybe some of the same ladies that also say that going out and meeting guys is a lot of work. And here's the thing, ladies, the work has to be done, right? You either gonna put the work in to go out every weekend, and I'm not even saying you can see the beauty of online dating is you can actually do both. Ain't nothing wrong with having multiple lines out in the water. But we just can't complain about everything, right? We have to be intentional about being able to put ourselves around and in front the right people. And that's just the thing too. Not anybody, right? But the right people. So if you already apprehensive, anxious, high anxiety as it relates to going out, finding the right spots, you don't even know the right spots. All you know is ratchet spots, and the people ain't over there. And it's that part is not working for you. You just got to be open to new ways to bring this energy into your life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, online personally for me has been phenomenal. Like online actually has brought some of the biggest relationships into my life. Have all come online.
That's business and personal.
Yeah, actually, the young lady that I'm seriously dating right now has come online.
That's beautiful.
Like when I think about the online is literally a portal. It's a portal, and it's literally a science. We giving you the sauce here to create a bait so you can attract this very specific type of person. It's bait that you can have that brings this kind of energy in. We put this energy out. That's pro-relationship, that's personal development, that's bettering yourself. And we attracted all 550 people in this room right now that's all on the same energy. And you can do the same thing on your pages.
It's actually very, very uncanny too, because before he actually started dating the young lady, we both kind of knew her to just send affirmations, right? She just sent affirmations. This was probably 2 to 2.5 years before you probably ever spoke to her.
Right.
And when he told me that he was getting ready to contact her, the first thing I said was, oh, she's dope.
Yes.
Never met her before.
Yeah.
Never met her. I'm like, and I had all these great things to say about her, even though I never spoke to her, never had more than a DM of thank you back. It was just the way she presented herself online.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's a good chick.
But what you talked about here is something that I think far too often people fail to realize is that each and every one of us is an experience. It is the experience of who you are. You're either going to be a memorable experience, a forgettable experience, a good experience, or a bad experience, right? And far too often we fail to realize that we are experiences, right? And the very even essence of as we are as human beings, that's why we go to festivals. That's why we go to events. That's why we go out. It's the whole experiential piece. That's why during COVID, so many people were depressed because we didn't get a chance to experience each other, right? Like we are accustomed to, right? So going back to the example you gave, the sister that gave affirmations, right? It was an experience of her. You felt her to be positive. She made you feel better, right? She made you feel good,
Yeah.
right? A part of a brand is two things. What do you want to be known for? How do you want to make people feel? People who make us feel good impact us, right? It impacts us from an experiential standpoint, right? That's why you have families that generation after generation go to Disney, right? It is the happiest place on earth with the kids that cry the most, right? I mean, it makes people feel good, right? What is the experience of you like online? What is the experience of you? And are you getting people to really understand what that is, right? So it is really being mindful that you, my brother, you are an experience. You're an experience. We are all experiences. What is that experience of you? And it's being very much intentional in terms of planning out what that experience is. You know, what do I want people to feel when they see my page, when they engage with me? What am I putting out there in the universe, right? Because the thing that we talk about with social media, but we don't talk about, is that it's hard to delete this stuff. Once it's out there, right? And people are always judging. It's something what I call like a digital field trip. When somebody connects with me and says, Nick, I want you to brand me, I want you to do something, first thing I'm doing is I'm hitting the search, and I'm just doing my own digital field trip. I take my backpack, right? Like I'm in school, right? And I'm taking a field trip and kind of get an understanding of, okay, all right, what have you done? What are you doing? What does the internet say? What does the internet say about you? Right? Because your brand is what Google says about you, right? Google's connected to LinkedIn, it's connected to Instagram, it's connected to that person that tagged you 2 years ago, you know, when you were doing that thing. I mean, it's like, it's that's what it is. And so you have to be very mindful about the experience of you, because ultimately that's what people are buying into.
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's actually some good. And somebody made a good statement in here, because y'all right. We got over 530 people in here, close to 540 right now, and we only got 193 likes. Guys, please, let's go ahead and get this thing to 250 real quick. Let's boost it to a 250. And before I go into the next topic, what I actually want to do is do something real fun, man, because this next topic, I know it's going to go, but I want to do something real fun for my members here. Okay, members get priority on this one here. All right, so we're going to have fun on this one, because what I want to do is I want to take a look at some of your Instagrams, because you said that digital, that backpack, we're going to throw our backpacks on here, and we're going to take a look at some of you ladies' Instagrams on here, and we're going to give our honest opinions.
We're just going to judge
about what we think.
All we're going to do is judge.
We're going to do whatever the normal person would do. So, ladies, go ahead and drop those Instagram profiles in the chat. I'm actually going to open up the chat for a bit, but I want to see the members' Instagram profiles first. So, members, drop your IG profiles. We are literally going to pull it up live,
but check it out
on the screen.
We already have our first contender here, okay?
Got you.
Because this young lady actually reached out to me. She reached out to me this weekend, and she said, Ty, I want you to be honest with me. She actually the one that's inspired the idea to do this. She said, I want you to break down my IG. Let me know what it looked like. And be honest with me, Ty. Do not lie. So I told her I was going to give her first dibs on this joint. And I think, let me see. Let me make sure I got.
Oh my goodness, they coming in. We already got a few in.
We got the IGs in.
And while he's pulling that up, fellas, I want to ask you guys, and I'm not sure who wants to take this, but I know you mentioned the natural hair content.
Yeah.
Is there any specific content that resonates better with someone who's interested, a young lady who's interested in a long-term relationship?
I'm going to say no. I think a lot of it has just to do with interest, right? If you stick to the thing that you are most interested and passionate about, I think that what it does is it naturally allows you to be able to show who you are. So if you like cooking, keep it in the cooking. If you like fashion, keep it in the fashion. If you like natural hair, whatever your natural interest is, right? That thing you want to be known for. What you're not doing is you're not being a fraud. You're not being somebody that you're not. It allows you to naturally be comfortable, because the internet sometimes for people can be an uncomfortable thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It allows you to just put yourself out there in a very natural way, right? And ultimately what you want people to see is the natural portion of who you are.
Yeah.
It's an extension of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. I think there isn't necessarily one thing over another that's more attractive, but there are definitely some things that are turnoffs that women can post.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
let's talk about those.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I love you mentioning how whether it's natural hair, whether it's a woman who's really into fitness, or whether it's a woman who's really into, maybe she's into, like God or whatever that might be, or like you mentioned, being inspirational, whatever that is, all of those things are beautiful and inspirational and attractive. But there are things that are unattractive and things that are turnoffs. And so, for example, one woman can give content where she's giving women content where she's inspiring women when it comes to relationships and inspiring women towards femininity. Another woman could give content where she's telling women how to get over on guys or telling women how to treat guys poorly. So that's almost like the evil side of the coin. Or one woman can really be into fitness, taking care of her body, her nutrition, all of that. And of course, by default, she's going to look good. She's going to wear certain fitness things. But then there's another woman, the other side of the coin, where even though she's doing fitness, it's really more so seductive content that she's trying to cover up as looking like it's fitness.
Right.
So
we know those.
There are other sides of the coins that are unattractive, but just like he mentioned, I don't believe there's one thing that over another is more attractive. It really depends on the guy. I think all of those good positive things are dope, but really the goal is to not do things that are either deemed unattractive or are going to attract the type of suitors that, again, they don't want.
And honestly, what we're going to do next, right after this, we're going to go into some of those red flags that you should be looking for in guys and some of the things that the ladies should be staying away from. So we're going to go into that in detail.
I'm very excited.
What I
about
want to
this, by the
do
way.
is I want you to go ahead and pull it up. Delano, share the screen of the first young lady that we have that we're going to be looking at. I think her name is, it looks like Daneska. Daneska, is that her? Boom! So check it out. Y'all can look right here, guys. Y'all can look right here. So let's take a look. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna make my screen large. And Delano, start from the top. Start from the top. Start all the way from the top.
So the first thing you want to look at is the profile pic, right?
Okay.
All right, profile pic looks decent.
What's your thoughts? Is it decent? Just decent?
It looks professional. It looks professional. All
Okay.
right? So then this is the description. Bring it up a little bit bigger for me.
I can't make it much bigger here, so we're gonna have to just.
I got these old eyes, dog.
Said she's a strategy trading coach.
Trading coach. Okay. All right. So very good. All right. So she's a strategy trading coach. So the important piece of the header within any of your profile, it just gives you a just basic, any of your followers, just what do you want to be known for in like a few sentences. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Next thing I look at is the first few images, right?
Pull it up, Lano. There we go. First few images.
All right. So, look like she might have kids. She's showing some trading stuff.
Yeah. Scroll slowly. Scroll very slowly.
I actually sent it to both of y'all. I actually sent the profile to both of y'all on IG.
Okay.
All right.
What y'all think? What y'all think about this though? I mean, like.
So she's showing you what she's showing you is her lifestyle, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of there are two different ways when you're a professional that you can do things. You can really show yourself at work all the time, or you can show the lifestyle that you live and put sporadic pieces of what it is you want to be known for in there.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is just her lifestyle. And it seems like somebody who is very authentic. When I look at this doesn't seem like somebody who's trying too hard. It seems like this is who I am. I get a decent understanding of what it is that she's trying to put out there in the universe.
She does look sweet.
She does.
She looks sweet. I like this picture at the very top. That very picture, that second picture right there.
Yeah.
That one is sexy right there. Like that one there. If I see that, I'm like, okay.
But the thing that's good about that is because you see there are different sides of her.
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
It's not all the same thing.
Exactly.
And the key is you want your suitor to understand that there are layers to who you are.
Exactly.
Right. If you have kids, you might want to show, hey, I have kids,
but don't have too many photos of the kids.
Right, but don't have too many. Don't
like,
have.
Yes.
It is just enough to be like, okay, hey, It ain't just me.
I'm not just a mom.
I'm not just a mom, right?
Right.
Right. But it is, you want to show the various sides of who you are. Because
Yeah.
ultimately, again, I start dating you in my
Scroll,
head.
Ronald, slowly scroll while we're doing this.
I start
checking these
dating
out.
you in my head before I even pick up the phone with you and or even send a DM, right?
Yeah.
I start imagining in my mind, right? And that's what guys do.
Yeah.
And so with this, you begin getting an understanding of, okay, all right, I see you in different, some of it with makeup, some of it without makeup. So honestly, I think she did a decent job with this.
She did it. Hey,
What about this? This may be personal, but I actually don't like this. So she does at the top. She does. I believe this is probably one of her best friends at the very top. But shouldn't the young ladies actually, when they do the thumbnail, shouldn't the thumbnail be of them, even if it's somebody else involved in the photo or
It
video?
should be. It should be if it's their page, right? Because ultimately, we're moving fast,
Right.
People only spend a few seconds looking, right? And so if they're assuming that that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I was confused by that. I was very confused by it, to be honest with you. I'm like, wow, things change very quickly.
Yeah.
But
Especially because, I mean, just honestly, she has so you have a nice body, and I'm gonna be very raw. Like, you look more fit than the person that you posted that's also at the top.
Right. Yeah.
So when I first saw the page, when I saw it out of the corner of my eye, I thought that your friend was you. And
I did.
I did too.
And no disrespect, call it what it is. You look better than your friend. And so that being said, you don't want to
I
have.
second
We're just
that.
saying what it is.
I second that.
So you don't want to have something that's on there
Misleading.
that could potentially that. The second thing, and this is something really easy, because again, we're talking about also driving traffic, creating clicks on your page. You have a pretty face, you have a nice smile. I'm
Nice
looking at
figure.
your profile picture. You are so far away from the picture, no man can even see what you look like. So I'm gonna tell you straight up. Imagine you commenting, just let's say other platforms that you enjoy. You're commenting, you're engaging. The men that are on those platforms are going to be less likely to want to click on your profile because they're not even going to be able to see what you look like. You have a pretty smile, you have a pretty face. Make sure that you have a business profile. So likewise, this is even just a business thing in general. Make sure that your profile picture is a headshot, is a close up. So that way, off top, men are gonna see, oh, who's this? She
pretty.
looks kind of pretty.
Right.
I now want to investigate further. You will notice that by default, just by you changing your profile picture, and you have a few on here already that you can use, just by changing your profile picture, you can generate more traffic. And of course, the kind of traffic we're talking about are quality suitors that are quality men. You will generate more men that'll be clicking and checking out your profile. So definitely just changing your profile picture alone would cause a significant
profile
difference.
I
picture is so
1000%
important.
agree with that.
Get that
So-
next one queued up.
So now this is the thing with the profile, because men are extremely critical. The smallest thing will get us to immediately go to the next page and keep it moving.
we super petty.
Super petty, super petty. I mean, I know people who, if they follow a young lady that they thought was single and then she posts her boyfriend, they all unfollow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
that's
follow.
most
Oh, yeah.
definitely, most definitely.
And I was also noticing, I agree with you with how close she is to the camera. I think that's important.
very
It's a
far
little
away.
bit too far.
Yeah, it's very far away.
So let's do. Actually, let's go ahead and get somebody else pulled up. So we can run through a couple of these. I want to run through a couple. So Lionel, let's get the next young lady pulled up here. Pull it up on the IG, and when you pull it up, let us see the top, and then slowly scroll down after we are able to see.
Now, let
the
me ask you this,
bio.
Cyrus and Nick. What do y'all think about this? Because I'm looking at the bio as well. The bio is important for me.
Yeah, it
now,
is.
when I look at the bio and I'm interested in a woman, I typically like to see the location, because if the location is Atlanta, I get extremely interested. So, is location, if you're looking to catch, so to speak, is location important?
That's incredibly important, not just for if it's in the same city, so that matters, but also, ladies, let's be real, many of you are attracted to men that are into business, and oftentimes those men will be traveling. They'll be at different conferences, different networking events. So even if you're not in the exact same city, that man can automatically pinpoint and be like, ooh, I have it on my calendar to be in your city in the next 4 months. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and engage with you now. Let me go ahead and start nurturing some type of online relationship, so that way I can make plans to eventually be able to go ahead and see you. So definitely that is incredibly valuable. That's a good point.
It is.
All right, so we go back at the top on this one.
And I'm going to go ahead and send
We
this
are
one
here
out to y'all
looking
right
at-
now.
The Hudson. Wait, what is it? The Hudson Herbivore. The Hudson Herbivore.
Check your phone.
The
Sorry.
Hudson Herbivore. Okay.
Shout out to Nicole for sending this
Nicole,
over.
she got a Bible verse, Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Led by the word, not by the world, playing boldly." What?
Fervently, probably.
Fervently
Yeah,
and
yeah.
faithfully. Okay, holding true to a standard of grace.
I can
not
already tell you,
perfection.
Nicole, listen.
Sis, I'm gonna tell you straight
No,
up.
yes.
Listen, and I would tell you this as a man where I'm still involved like in the church and in the Christian community, but I was very deeply involved in the church and the Christian community. Most of the married couples today that I've matchmade and put together, not most, all of them, deeply rooted in the church and in the community. That being said, one common theme amongst the overwhelming majority of Christian men that I've worked with is that when we see, I can tell even without looking at you thoroughly that you are a pretty woman, just from a few different pieces. And it's beautiful to post scriptures. It's beautiful to post Jesus posts. But this kind of goes back to what he mentioned before, when you had shared not to overshare your children. It's beautiful to post Jesus. We love the Lord. I love the Lord. All of that. Post that type of content. But when you've turned your page into
The Bible.
into the Bible,
Yeah.
which is cool. This is my suggestion, because I'm not even going to tell you to stop doing that, because you might feel led to do that. That's great. This is my suggestion. Have a separate page. Have one page that's your ministry page or Jesus page, and the other page that is you. And so, because I'm going to tell you, the overwhelming majority, I'm going to say it bluntly, the majority of Christian men that would see this and that would just fall deeply in love and be really just unraveled and taken away by you having basically a Bible page, usually they are not the type of men that are assertive. They're not the type of men that are very driven. I mean, we could really, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole, but there is a common theme amongst the type of Christian men that love things like this, and them being the kind of guys that are Jesus, but them not being the kind of guys that are very serious about being providers, very serious about being protectors, very serious about being leaders. They just are the kind of guys that just are so focused on Jesus that they are no real practical use in this world, especially not to a wife and to a family.
Wow.
That's why the majority of women who even love Jesus a lot, many of them end up wanting guys that are halfway in the church, halfway out of the church, because those are the type of men that have those masculine attributes that you desire in a husband.
I just heard a woman actually.
This is a real thing.
What you're saying is so crazy, because literally 4 or 5 days ago, a woman that loves the show ran on me in the Beltline, stopped me, told me how much she loves it, told me how much she loves watching the pastors on the platform that we've had.
Yeah.
And literally, she said, "I will not date a man who is like a specifically church, because she wants to have a relationship, but she doesn't want him deeply in the church as a preacher's daughter."
Wow.
Which was crazy to me.
Let me tell you why. Because it's a relatable standpoint, right? When I look at her page, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
I can't tell anything about her.
Yeah.
I understand that she loves the Lord, and that's it. I don't know, what her interests are. I don't know what her passions are. I don't know how she thinks. All I know is that she loves the Lord.
Yeah, that's right. And there are a lot of women that love the Lord.
But when you look at like you had Pastor Brian here, a couple days ago.
Please watch that episode, by the way.
The thing that makes him so fascinating is that, first of all, he is a real person. He's a real person, right? So he's a man. He's had issues. He's had, his own stuff, right? You can relate to him, right? People want to be around people that they can relate to, right? That they can connect with. It's that relatability that allows people to be like, okay, you know what? I know that you can talk to me because you've been where I've been.
Exactly.
Right? The best pastors that I've ever seen in this world, they've been broke, had marriage issues, had money issues, right? Issues with their kids, the whole nine, right? And in your feed, you want to give people a glimpse of who you are.
Yes.
Not just a whole bunch of scriptures.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good feedback.
I like
Listen,
that. I gotta
Nicole,
see.
you got some game just now, Nicole. I need you to take that to the bank there, because everything that the fella said is so crazy, how men of all different walks, ages, born in different places, we all think the same things when we look at the pages. We all are on the same page about what we think. So everybody's perceiving your page the exact same. And if 10 more men was in here, we'll all be head nodding.
And typically when I see a lot of that, I think distressed. I think it's some level of emotional distress, to be real. I really do. That may be critical, but I think it's an overcompensation. You know what I mean?
It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much.
It's just too much.
At the end of the day, I mean, if you are a spiritual, you have that strong spiritual foundation, I should be able to see that in so many other ways besides you putting scripture after scripture on your page.
Yeah, definitely.
And in general, guys, they want to look at the body. You don't got to show the whole body. You don't have to be, trashy with it. But we just want to get a good idea of what the physique may look like, at least a hinkling, and then also some face. We got to see the face. Very
a
important.
headshot and a full body is absolutely standard.
And I want to say this for the Christian women, including sis that's on here, because I know some women might be thinking, even when they hear, oh, like you want to see the body, why does that matter? I want to be very clear. The Bible, when it says that Jacob saw, when it says that Jacob first saw Rachel, it literally says that when he saw her, the Bible says that she was beautiful in both face and figure. When the Bible addressed which book of the Bible was that with the woman who ended up marrying to the king?
Nicole.
the woman who not Ruth. Even Ruth, when the Bible, like literally in the book of Ruth, the Bible mentions, and ladies, look at this. It mentions how she was beautiful both in face and figure. When we are addressing, the woman who married the king. Yeah, thank you, Esther. So crazy. I don't know why I can think of it. The Bible addresses that Esther was both beautiful in face and her figure. So I want to be very clear. Even God himself, in the word, in the scripture, addressed women's figure and addressed how those men cared about seeing the figure. So this isn't a lust of your body. This is a reality that men want to see, because looking at your physique tells men a lot of different things. It tells them, okay, just seeing how you dress when they see your body. Okay, how does she dress? That says a lot about you. Okay, does she work out? That says a lot about your discipline. That says a lot about, your eating. That says a variety of different things. So I just wanted to mention that, because I know the natural knee-jerk reaction sometimes when hearing, oh, you want to see our body, is that, oh, you want to lust. That's not the case.
Again, first of all, the women want to see our body. So
oh, yeah, exactly.
That's fair. Like, we all want to evaluate fully who it is that we're considering, to be courting. So that
not your body, your
Let's
physique.
be very clear.
Exactly.
The silhouette.
When we purchase anything, we purchase with our eyes first.
Yeah, definitely.
We purchase with our eyes first, right? Mm-hmm. You buy with your eyes first, and then you go in and see what the deal is, right?
Yeah. Right.
And that's with anything. And so it's not being trashy, but it's a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Right. Show us who you are.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
So let's move on to this next one here. Let's actually see. Let's pull this.
We got some a wide variety of different ones. I just sent you guys this one. This is Soy Reina. Shout out to Soy Reina.
Okay.
Now,
this is Yalanice. This is Yalanice. This is Yalanice right here.
Okay, we got Yali. Okay, I'm gonna send
you
that one. So
let's pull this one up. Let's take a look at this. And we got Yalanice actually. So at the top, start at the top. Let's look at the bio.
Check this one. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you now.
NYC made what did it say? Latina do. Okay, designer.
Sorry, see if you're getting this.
Okay, stylist, celebrity tailor, made to measure, RTW gowns, bridal, and more.
Okay. So
now Yali done switch it up. I think since the last time I done checked out this profile,
so she's
maybe.
a fashionista. So she's definitely into fashion, right?
Okay. Scroll down slowly. Let's get a slow scroll on this one.
First off top, I would say the same thing I said about the first young woman. You're not as far away from the camera. I like the whole shades you holding your shades, the tilt. But again, looking at your profile, yeah, you're a pretty woman. No man can tell that by looking at that. I would say have something that is where you're closer up and men can actually see your face. Because again, you're going to increase the amount of men that are actually going to come to your profile. And by default, some of those men will be the type of men that you'd want.
And are this is her, right, in these dresses?
No, see, that's also an issue.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say,
So
y'all,
I'm
you need a
confused.
separate page because it is confusing.
I don't know
because
who's
you
you.
have some young ladies that seem to be close
They all
in ethnicity.
Latinas.
They all
The
seem
page
to be
full of Latinas wearing dresses. I'm like,
right.
I got lost.
So maybe if you had a
at
page,
first glance, you'll think, okay, oh yeah, this is her.
right? So
Right.
maybe another page that shows just you modeling some of these wonderful
Yeah.
garments and outfits that you're making because you have to really search this thing to find exactly who you are.
And it could be, and you don't have to worry about creating new content. You can literally just take your same content in your bio, in your bio, just put in there, this is my personal page, and then you could just repost all of the pictures on here and videos on here that are of you.
yeah.
And really
Go
moving
back to the
forward,
top.
you can just do collaboration posts. So instead of you even having a post on both pages separately, you can just do collaboration posts and do collaborations whenever it's yourself.
But here's what I want to do. Go into the actual post itself. I want to see likes and engagement.
So click the very first post. Click the very first one.
I went ahead and opened the chat, guys, because I really want to get this thing popping. I'm just very curious
Okay.
to what our subscribers actually have to say about some of these profiles.
522 likes. There you go. Actually got some comments on here.
Got some decent engagement. All right.
And this the thing, ladies. I mean, some of these photos and videos, I understand you want to choose the most flattering part of your, the most flattering angles, whether it's with the face angle or the body. But at the end of the day, these men are going to meet you and see you in person. So as much as you might be apprehensive about how you may look, you really do have to be as honest and genuine as possible with these photos. Like, ladies, y'all are beautiful. We want to see you. All the hiding just makes us want to stay as far away.
Yeah.
I know women who literally post every photo has a filter. Every photo is at the same exact angle. Ladies, like, we will not go out on a date with you if that's the things that you post. And however, if you showing us how you genuinely look, which expresses confidence, which exudes confidence, we are going to be open to making that decision and diving in those DMs. But
And it doesn't always mean that you have to be made up,
Exactly.
Right.
things of that nature, because even that gets old after a while, right? It's like show me your personality, show me who you are as an individual.
Yeah.
Right. We date people in our minds before we actually engage with them, in real life, right? And so if I feel like I'm connected to you, if there's an interest or something that drives me to you, then I'll engage. I'll just engage. But you have to show the various sides of who you are. Those who do it right, do it like that.
And we got somebody in the chat that's asking, which is a great question. Shout out to Hey You there, asking, hey, how is she hiding? Listen, just because you put a picture of your whole body doesn't mean you are not hiding. How do you look if I were to see you up close and in person, right? I can't talk to you if we in person and you 100 feet away. I really can't get a general idea of how you look, right? You know how you say, hey, I think she looks good. And you're like, hold on, we got to walk a little closer.
Right,
So take a picture that's a little closer. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I still, after all this time on her page, I'm still struggling to verify which one is her.
It's the top two.
Yeah, it's the top, very first two of them, like the very first one and the second one.
The thing I tell people with their profile is you want to feel the frame, right? And when I say feel the frame, it's that full circle. It needs to be your image, your face, right? It needs to be who you are, so that we're not guessing, right? That's the whole purpose of that. So I have a nice, clear image of who you are.
Yeah. No, listen, that makes perfect sense.
And the ladies are beautiful too. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been so many times, y'all, that I have had guys literally show me an Instagram that I'm with, like because a lady may have like they kind of bantering, or he could tell that she's interested because she may have liked something multiple times. You know, the online flirt, you like 3 pictures back to back to back.
Right.
These little things that happen, and he like, yo, Top, what you think about her? And we'll literally spend 5 minutes either trying to find the picture on her page, because she got pictures of everybody else except her. She got all of these really deceptive angles. She probably put 4 filters on it at one time. So we can't really, so we like literally scrolling
makeup,
through a
plus makeup.
page trying to determine if this is somebody that he should go ahead and advance to meet in person. When if we just go ahead and remove all the confusion, this makes the whole process of dating, courting, and engaging in a relationship much easier, ladies. And look, we all guys, so we just giving you our genuine opinions. You know, y'all on here, somebody. I know some of y'all are not liking the opinions y'all hear, but it is honest and it is coming from a place of love, and that's all we can do is give it to you and keep it to you real. That's what we do here, Harley Initiated.
I mean, you
So
talking
it
to
is what it
men. You
is.
talking to men. Some of us, because are you in a relationship?
This man's
It's
married.
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 Yeah.
Married.
23 years.
It's
Bro.
okay.
23
So
years.
I mean, but you like to. Well, I'm not gonna say what you like to do. I'm about to say you like to look at beautiful women, right? So that at the end of the day, when it comes to attraction, whether we're in a relationship or not, we know what we like to see.
No, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. You know, these still ain't broke, dogs. So
That's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah,
Ladies,
yeah.
please forgive me. But I want to show one more. I want to pull up this last one that we had. Soy Rainier, because she's been dropping her Instagram profile in here again and again and again.
Okay, let's take a
So I
look.
want to go ahead and
The
check
last
that
one
one out.
here. Shout out to the members. This is how we show love to our members. Y'all
All of
join
these
our
are no,
membership.
so that's the thing. She actually just joined the membership today, which is dope. Which is why I want to show her love on here.
Okay, 24 years. I know her age.
Oh,
I know she's in Atlanta.
She got her age on there.
And it says 757. What's that? 757.
That's probably where she's from.
That's probably where she's
Great,
from.
great profile picture.
Okay, I'm right up in. I'm
That is a great
I'm
profile
comfortable
picture.
with what she looks like. Oh wow. Hold on, wait. Let's get a slow scroll now. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Lots of
Oh,
different
stop right here,
options
stop right
in
here,
terms
stop
of
right here.
outfits.
Now it is. See, the only time, in my opinion, this is just me because I'm more on the conservative end. If you got a beach in the back, you can kind of get away with the swimsuit for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan of swimsuit. But again, that could be preference. I want to know what y'all fellas think. What do you guys think about the swimsuit photos on your page?
The swimsuit photos are tricky. Like the thing is, for long term,
It has to be practical. Like
It
you
has to be
mentioned.
practical.
It
it's
has to be
unless
super
you
practical.
have a swimsuit brand. If you don't have a swimsuit brand, it has to be practical.
It's just tricky. And see, when I see,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. When I see you posing in front of staircases, okay, I'm telling you, it's like the staircase post, the third photo. I'm thinking, and this is me. This is how my mind working. I see the post in front of. I see like.
it depends on what kind of man you trying to get. Because I
So-
see this one Soy Rainier, the
Is that
one
the
that
Dodge
says
Charger?
the one that says "In Your Dreams."
Yeah.
That is the one where immediately disqualified for that one.
Scroll. Let me get a slow scroll.
It's listen, ladies, don't post photos of you in the bedroom in general.
Hold on, wait. So scroll. Keep scrolling.
With
Let me see,
lingerie
Lionel.
on.
And with lingerie just adds to it.
a
So
lot
now
of
don't get me
swimsuits.
wrong. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna get the DM.
Oh,
but
that's
it's
it
not
right
gonna have
there.
anything to do with a long-term situation.
Click that one, Lionel.
And
That
it's
bedroom.
so many other photos that you have on
Yeah.
on here, Raina, that show that you got you at the baseball game, which is dope. You got these different outfits on. You showing how you modeling. I can see your body.
Yeah, you look good without having to look. I'm gonna be real, without having to look like a city girl.
You're gonna
Right.
attract somebody that wants to smash.
That's it.
Listen, your Instagram is going to attract low vibrational men.
And not-
these are not going to be men that are husband worthy or material whatsoever. That's just the
and
reality
it's not
of Instagram.
all of your posts, for clarity. It's certain posts that are taking it to the next level. You have a lot of posts on here where you can you're still displaying how attractive you are, you know, how confident you are, some of the things you like to do. But then you have other posts that take it to the extreme where it looks like you're trying to seduce. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe you just like the lingerie you had on. Many times, as men, we know, sometimes ladies, y'all do things just for ladies and for yourselves. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, I think this is cute. My girls are going to like it, all of that. But again, this is how it comes off specifically online for men.
The thing that I don't understand is, you know, what do you represent? I don't know what she represents, right? At a certain age, it becomes more than just what you look like. It's what do you bring to the table? What do you stand for? And I can't tell what it is that she stands for other than taking, you know,
Sexy photos.
sexy photos.
Right.
And you know, any person that's serious, at some point in time, you're gonna need more. It's not the sexy photos that's gonna get me to stay. It's what are you bringing to the table? And I need to be able to see that, and I need to be able to see that either through your profile, you know, header or what have you. Right now, it just seems like she's fun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? and fun is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not sustainable.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I'll be real with you. Like, I mean, this isn't gonna sound good, but I'll tell you, like, my first, just me as a guy, my first knee jerk reaction seeing this is like, oh yeah, this look like a girl I could hit up and basically just try to smash. And that's like just my knee jerk reaction seeing it. Now again, you're a beautiful girl. I'm sure there's much, much, much more to you than just that. Not saying you look like the worst city girl I've ever seen. We've all seen girls that are just doing crazy stuff. Nevertheless, we're not trying to make sure that you're riding that line. We're trying to make sure that you're getting the best results possible. That's what it's all about. Again, nobody here is saying dress like a nun. No one here is saying look like a super duper Jesus church girl. What we're saying is there's a line between you displaying that you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're charming, that you're fun, versus it takes it to a degree where a guy thinks that you also potentially are easy.
We only see you for one thing, right?
Yeah, true.
And that's where, you know, as guys, it becomes that we can easily just, you know, be very narrow focused. Okay, yeah, we'll just put you in that box over there.
Absolutely. Oh, you go in that box.
You will go in that
and see,
straight
the
up
problem
box.
is when you go in that box, you don't come out the box.
Yeah, that's
so
a fact.
like it is a life sentence in the box. Yeah. So however I perceive you as a man, rarely does a man think, oh hell no, she's somebody I just want to smash, and then all of a sudden she becomes a wife.
Yeah.
Rarely that happens. You typically can go from being a wife to a smash, but never going from a smash to a wife.
Yeah, that's incredibly rare.
So incredibly
rare. Unicorn
It's
like.
impossible.
Yeah, none of. So let's say even if you get a guy to want to make you more, all of his homeboys will look at him like he's goofy.
Right.
His
Goofy.
friends are gonna say they're gonna want to see your profile. Once they see it, they're gonna look at him like, bruh,
That's the first thing we
you're
ask.
trying to take her
They can lose respect for
seriously.
him.
This who you wifing?
Exactly. It's not a good thing. And also the other piece you have to keep in mind, and this has happened before, this happens to men where men will approach a woman and they're like, yo, everything she's showing is making me think that I could smash. And then that woman says, oh no, I'm not that type of woman. The guy's like, what?
Inconsistent.
You know, and so many women use the tactic to bait men, and then they want like a husband. I'm gonna tell you, most men, all they're thinking is, no, you are that type of woman.
Yeah.
You're just not trying to be that type of woman for me.
Right.
You want to make me have to be this super good guy with you.
You think I'm a sucker?
Exactly. But you
Facts.
probably out here doing this other stuff for other dudes, or you just changed your life, and I'm the guinea pig of you trying to do things
your
right. No dude wants to be the guinea pig. So,
I'm the start of a new season.
I mean, this is right. This is how people work, guys. Guys date with community. When guys not only evaluate your level of attraction for them personally, but then they also want to get the thumbs up from the bros as well to make sure she's attractive.
But that's what females fail to realize is that females think that they're the only ones that have community, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have like sister circles and all that stuff. No,
Yeah.
we got the bros, right?
We do.
We got the bros, and we gossip, we talk, we chat just as much as they do,
Yeah.
right? And
Absolutely.
if you don't get the thumbs up from your guys, it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't think that's gonna work.
yeah, that's incredibly. I've been. This is wow. I've literally went and I picked a woman up on a date one time, and I picked her up for a date. When I picked her up, her neighborhood, I guess the lights and stuff were out. It was really dark. She got in the car. As I'm driving, and we're heading to a date, and we weren't even going to church or nothing like that. It was literally like it was like an open mic event type of thing.
Okay.
Late night in Atlanta. As we're driving and we get around the city lights, I'm seeing her outfit. And I'm not a dude who likes women to be super modest. So don't hear me wrong. Her outfit was so wild. I took her back home.
Like, what she had on?
It was basically see-through.
Nipples
Like,
out?
it was very see-through.
That mesh. Oh my God, that's like trending right
And
now.
it was very see-through. And it was like, and mind you, there's levels to stuff. It wasn't just see-through. It also was, everything was incredibly short. Where it's like, you could basically like see her, like you could see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And all my mind was thinking as a man, I'm like, yo, you look real good. But on my mind is thinking, as I'm walking around that event, there's gonna be at least 10 people there that know me. And they're gonna see me with you. And how is that going to reflect on me as a man?
Yeah.
And so again, those things matter a lot.
They
No,
do, and
listen.
look at how many people are sharing those, and look at the comments. Look at the comments, ladies. If you get a bunch of thirsty Negroes in your comments for a photo,
Oh my
that
God.
should probably be a key indicator that photo is not representative of who you are trying to catch long term. And
Yeah.
I know shout out to Talk Your Shit. She's been hitting us up, trying to get us to do a last one. Listen, I checked out your profile. I like your profile. We can't give you feedback on that one because we're trying to get profiles that are a little bit different. So I think
Yes.
we've identified one more that we're going to review because we want to go through these differently, guys. We're not going for personal consultation. It's just as a sample, so everybody, the full audience, can get the full perspective of exactly what changes to make.
Yo,
so
shout out to the
so
fellas.
Delano, go ahead and pull up the next one. I believe that was Sabrina Wade,
Yes.
and this is a good one because it's
Yes.
a lot. She's a fitness model.
She's a fitness
So
model.
that's a-
Sabrina Wade.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look at this one here. Hold on, relax. Hold on, don't
Wait,
tell
don't-
nobody.
yeah,
Don't tell him.
yeah.
Don't tell him.
Hold on now.
Hold on. Start from the top. Start from the top.
Go ahead and pull up Sabrina.
Post unavailable. Yep, we dated. That's an ex of mine.
Okay.
She blocked me. I don't know
This
why.
Okay.
He's here.
Listen, wait. Sabrina, why did you block me?
Yo, hey, can we open the phone line up for Sabrina? Can we open up the phone line for Sabrina?
Wait.
No, listen.
Let's
No,
Sabrina-
listen.
Because as a matter of fact, we want Sabrina to grade
that's
his
funny.
profile.
I'm gonna tell you. No, listen. I'm gonna tell you something. So first off, I love Sabrina.
Sabrina,
Sabrina's,
tell us why you blocked
Sabrina's
him
an
in the chat, by the
amazing,
way.
amazing person. Sabrina. I'm not gonna go into that. But Sabrina's an amazing person. She literally didn't have an Instagram years before we broke up.
Wow,
we
this
were
is-
still cool. She created an Instagram. I messaged her showing her love, and then she blocked me. And I
Hold
was
on, wait.
I was like,
Sabrina's gorgeous. So hey, look,
She
you
is.
got some great tests. You got some great tests, baby.
Yo,
So,
Sabrina, let us know. Let us know why you dumped him.
let us know.
but she didn't
joking.
break
I'm
on me,
joking.
but
I'm
yeah.
joking with
But
you.
why she blocked me?
So we got so
Wow.
Sabrina has a big following, 126,000 followers.
Whoa,
She
Sabrina,
said
congratulations.
She's
I
a
love
fitness
that.
trainer, and in
Yeah.
here she clearly
And she's legit.
She's clearly doing a lot of fitness on her page.
Yeah.
Now, the fitness trainers, see, here's the thing. The fitness trainers are one of the groups of women that can honestly get away with things that a lot of women can't get away with.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
The fitness trainers
Yeah.
can truly get away with it. Obviously,
I'm gonna have to see it because she got me blocked.
obviously
so I can't
there
see her
is
page.
you gotta show on the computer.
Sabrina, look, if
So there
it's
is a
okay
way-
with you, Sabrina, I'm going to go ahead and show them what's going on, okay?
I think there is a way to modestly position yourself and to go overboard, right? Like literally putting the camera on your ass. Give me a slow scroll. Like putting the camera on your
going
ass while you're doing
crazy
squats.
right now.
Sabrina, I am so proud of you.
But
You
to be
killing
honest,
it.
I'm gonna be. Hold on, wait. Okay, hold on, wait.
I'm so proud of you, Sabrina. You killing it.
Honestly,
Shout out to Yali, by the way. She said, just because y'all are appreciated, Yali, we love you. You already know that.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
You like that?
I'm sliding in these DMs. I'm sorry, Cyrus.
Well,
Brother,
I'm
that's
DM sliding.
Hey, that's totally fine.
Even the
Sabrina,
fitness
that's totally
videos,
fine.
Do your
Sliding.
thing,
but
yeah.
this thing, even the fitness videos, they show her physique without looking trashy.
I'll tell you.
Hold on, but they show her in action.
They show her in action, correct.
the
She's
thing-
actually sweating.
So it's not where she's posing, right? It is candid, right? There's something about the whole candid piece that works. It makes it feel real, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what she's done. She has a good mixture of. She has a couple. She has some posing, right?
No,
But-
definitely like, hit that pose right there. Hit that olive pants pose right there. See, a lot of women. I don't like when women do that one right there. But see, the trainers
You gonna
again.
give her a pass?
It's kind of like showing results.
You gonna give her a pass?
Well,
or
no, because that is women like to work out the glutes, so she's
Yeah,
showing the glutes. So
it's-
I get that, and this is the thing. It is from the side because I've seen those photos where they're completely
back.
turned around,
Just completely turned
so
around.
in terms of Sabrina, I think I give this one a good grade. I would slide in the DM for sure.
Yeah. But Sabrina, like, she's never. So one, I'm proud of you because before she was the type that would cover, like, not show a lot of stuff. So I'm proud of you, Sabrina. I'm gonna say I'm proud of you. Not just that you're on social media, because before you ain't really want to be on social media.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm also proud of you just for the work you've been putting in, your social media. I love it. I'm just happy to see you winning. So look, I would love it if you unblock me, but even if you don't unblock me, no. But even if you don't unblock me, I'm just gonna say like, bump unblocking me. I just want to say I'm proud of you. I'm happy you're doing good. Keep going.
Shout out to Sabrina Wade. Hey, Sabrina really
Sabrina?
wanted to show the glow up. She really wanted to
That's
flex
really-
on the
that's
real
really-
thing.
No, but Sabrina was always popping like that.
She's
popping
in here
I
flexing.
like that.
She's in here flexing.
Real
right
quick,
now.
guys, shout out to Flor de Lis, shout out to Juicy G, shout out to Soy Reyna, Francesca Riddick, Greg D, Gabby Martell, and Donnie, who dropped the 10 memberships earlier. The memberships are just going insane. We also had Gabby drop the super chat, Tamara Palmer sent in her first super chat, and Yali always showing
And
love.
listen, we're not doing call-ins, but if y'all want us to take questions, ladies, go ahead and drop your super chats here so we can take questions while we have the guests here. We are taking questions here. You about to get a raw, honest opinion from the men here, giving you the mind, the psychology, the thoughts of men in the most honest and in the most honest form, in a true place of love, because we want y'all to be successful in these relationships.
I'm not gonna
and
lie,
to be able to attract the right people.
The lives giving me that Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake vibe lately.
I ain't gonna lie.
That was nice.
Yo, that was kind of crazy.
Like,
Wasn't that crazy?
yo, we did not plan that
We did not plan that.
whatsoever. That
That's
was
only
dope.
a Harley initiative.
That's why we said Sabrina Wade. I was like, there are not a lot of Sabrina Wades in the world.
Like, that was kind of
Yeah.
wild. Way to go ahead and do one more. Here's what I want to ask here, because that kind of rolls perfectly into what we want to talk about here next, right? Because let's go ahead and let's talk about red flags.
Ooh, come on.
Right?
It's a lot of scrubs out there. We gotta
inappropriate
protect the ladies.
Because we talked about some red flags and inappropriate behavior with the ladies, right?
Yeah.
Now let's actually put the ladies on game when actually vetting the men.
Okay.
Okay? So when it comes to men online, when they're evaluating these men's pages, what are some things that the women need to watch out for? What is a red flag online when evaluating a man, in particular on Instagram or TikTok, one of those platforms?
Red flag. So you have certain guys that are just super into themselves, right? Super into their career, super into, they think that they are everything, right? And you'll see that where they might position themselves like in a cigar bar or the lounge, things of that nature. And you don't see anything where they are just casual. But it seems like everything is just lifestyle based, right? What I have, what I drive, what I've accomplished, right? It's the over accomplished guy, right? That's a red flag. That's a red flag, because all they have is what they deem to be worth, right? So their investment or what they're bringing to the table is either their wealth or they're presumed to be wealth, because you don't even know if it's wealth, right? That's what they're bringing. Red flag.
Okay, so now this is tricky, right? Because as men, we do want to show a level of status online.
But if that's all you're showing is status online.
Okay, so
Like-
he got in every single picture.
Every single picture, it is him up against, at the club, or smoking a cigar, or near the vehicle, or dressed a certain way. That's not real. Like at the end of the day, what we're looking for, what you should be looking for, is a life partner that you can relate to, right? Somebody that is real, and those are hints that what's important to this individual, right? It just can't be the materialistic stuff. It just can't be that, right? That is not what's sustaining. As we all know, anybody that does this whole life thing, you can have money one minute and be broke as hell the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Damn sure right.
it just is. And that's just the way the game goes. But it is, what is your character? What do you care about? What are the things that are important? That's what you should be looking for, not just what a person has.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Is that pretty much consistent with some of the red flags you suggest the ladies look out for on as well?
I would definitely say definitely look out for men who you see, kind of like what he was saying, like you see them spending a lot of money or buying a lot of things, but you don't actually see what actual work they're putting in to generate that. Because one of the things, ladies, I know that by default, God has designed you all to desire providers. And whether some of y'all like guys with a lot of chains, others of you might pay more attention to the watch he's wearing or the car he's driving. Many of you look at the outcome, but you don't look at, okay, what is this guy actually doing to produce these things? That's how many of you end up with scammers, or you end up with guys that are PPP loan scammers, same thing,
Right.
That type of stuff. Guys who are hitting licks, or guys who are just terrible with their money and finances. And so, again, don't just look at what this guy has. Look at, okay, what is he actually doing to produce these things? Is this legitimate? Look at how he's interacting with people in his comments. It's like, okay, is he respectful? Is he kind? Does he have a cool head? Because if you see a guy that's just talking crazy, or a guy where he has a lot of women leaving hard eyes in his comments, and he's flirting back with all of the women in his comments, again, those are things that you should look at. So those are like just a few different pieces that I would mention. Of course, other things that I feel are obvious, but let me not assume it's obvious. Look at the tag photos, because some men will not really show you some of the things they're doing. But then you can look at their tagged photos and you'll see, oh, this guy's at a strip club a whole lot.
Yeah.
Or he's at just the club a whole lot. You know, again, nothing's wrong with a guy going to a club or going to a lounge every now and again. But it's like, if that's a lifestyle thing, he's always doing those types of things. Again, you have to pay attention. Okay, or this guy's attached to a lot of like a lot of yacht parties, a whole lot. And it has nothing to do with his business. It's just clearly he's connected with a lot of people that do this stuff a lot.
Lifestyle.
Yeah. And again, it's cool for someone to be on yachts. It's cool for people to be at mansion events, but it's the why behind it that you have to pay attention to. So sometimes, ladies, the same way that there's nothing wrong with a woman being gorgeous, attractive, a baddie, but it's how is she posing? How is she dressing? Who is she with? Where is she at? Likewise, there's nothing wrong with you seeing a man who's successful and who might be showing some of the fruits of his success and who might be at certain events or certain places, but it's why is he there? Who is he with? What is he actually doing?
What does he contribute?
Exactly. Those are the things you have to look at, because sometimes, and it's men and women, many times we look at the end result. We look at what we're seeing. Men will look at a woman who's like super sexy, super attractive, and like how we were vetting these women. It's okay, why are you posting that photo? It's the difference between, yeah, you look good, but are you looking good because you have a fitness brand or you have a bikini brand? Excuse me. Or are you dressing a certain way or looking a certain way because you're just trying to thirst trap? Those are the things we should look at.
Speaking of that too, that's another one we didn't speak about. But there's also the thirst trap guys. So y'all know the guys, y'all look at his page, it's just man gravy all over his page, right?
Oh, the shirt off.
He's just kind of
in the
slow
mirror.
walking, taking his shades off, you know, the lip licking, the kind of like the smooth walk. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You look in the comments, it's like 10 girls with the hard eyes and
Some of those
"Ooh, I
guys
wish I
have
was
huge
there."
following. Some of those guys have
I think
huge
the real one they
following.
should look at is
Man.
the simp trap.
The simp trap.
The simp trap.
What is
That's
that?
what they should pay attention to. The men that are constantly going above and beyond to post things and say things that coddle to women's feelings.
Oh.
And they act like they're such a unicorn.
Yeah.
Where they're just this unicorn guy. The overwhelming majority of them, I'm not gonna say any names. Y'all know some of them.
Yeah.
I-
We
you
know,
what?
we know.
I'm gonna say this straight up. Excuse me. I'm about to bust out laughing. I'm gonna say this straight up. The majority of them, I'm not gonna say any names, y'all know who they are. The majority of them are literally pandering for money. They're getting money from women, telling y'all what y'all want to hear, so that way y'all are literally just like, you know, funding in and fueling their businesses.
Their lifestyle. Right.
Exactly. So, and mind you, then there are other guys who don't have a business out of it, but they still pander, they still do those different things because it's getting them likes and engagements. So again, the same way some people are obsessed, it's the dopamine hits. There are men that are obsessed with the dopamine hits they get from pandering. So yeah, there are some guys that gonna post thirst traps, but other guys post simp traps
Simp traps.
or flex traps where they always flexing. Going back to what you said.
I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the funniest thing ever. The best guys have the most boring IG. The best guys have the most boring social media ever.
Yeah.
Right? And let me and I noticed from experience in looking at my circle, my friend group, and other individuals. They when you look at their IG, it'll be like them grilling. It'll be them at the game.
Yeah.
It'll
Falcons,
be
yup.
Yeah, it'll be like it'll just be regular stuff, right? It'll just be regular stuff. It's not anything over the top, right? It is them, in everyday life. But it ain't gonna be a whole lot of likes. It ain't gonna be a whole lot of followers associated with it. They're just regular people, right? But from a interest standpoint, you want to take a look at that. Thanks, bro. You want to take a look at that because it becomes important in terms of, is this a person that I can connect with, right? But anybody that, from a fella standpoint, if they're doing too much, oftentimes what I've seen is that they're really doing too much, right? And the more boring the IG, the more boring the profile, the more likely that might be a candidate for the female.
To be honest, I would say the same thing about the ladies, and that's actually what we're trying to fix. Because just because that's the case, don't mean that that's always gonna put you in the best position to, attract the best person. Because if I meet some dope ladies in real life, like super dope, like it's funny. Like me and Ryan, we be walking and we see a chick walking by, we be like, oh yeah, we have a great conversation with her. That's the one there.
It's the look.
Yeah,
It's the look.
She got the whole look. Not too much makeup. Kind of conservative, but she still got a nice body. She's walking by herself. Maybe has a book in her hand. Dressed like it's this look that's like, man, there's some depth to that woman right there. Like that sister right there. But if I mess around and meet her, get an Instagram, she might have 982 followers. Most of them are college friends and family members.
Exactly.
Found one today.
Right.
Found one today, actually.
Boring.
That's it. Boring.
Yeah.
Straight boring.
Yeah. Boring.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Live on the city outskirts.
No.
But
Right.
but when you look at it from could this be a compatibility thing? Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about social media.
Yeah.
Right. Is that oftentimes it's fantasy. Right. And fantasy is not reality. Fantasy is not reality.
Yeah.
Fantasy is exactly what that is. It's good to look at. It's good to imagine. It's good to think about. But once you dig in the layers associated with that, there's always something to it, right? And so, when I look at profiles, I look at what is the intent, and that goes back to, again, what do you want to be known for, right? Like why are you on this platform? What are you sharing for? Typically, people are sharing to connect with people, connect with friends, or what have you. This whole concept of the influencer now, right? People want to be influencers, right? How do I become an influencer? How do I gain followers to become an influencer, right? You have individuals that are just casually sharing, right? They're just showing this is a part of my life and what it is that I'm doing, and I really am not out here often. I watch more than I actually post, right? But you got to look at, what are you going for? What are you trying to connect with? Who are you trying to connect with, right? The shiny ball might not necessarily be the one for you. It might be the boring one.
Listen, that's a good point. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to D-Max, send over the $20 super chat. He says, let's be frank, gentlemen. A woman with numerous visual tattoos and over-sexualization of herself might unintentionally limit her options amongst upper to high-value men. Tattoos is one of those things. Yeah, tattoos is one of those things. I know the ladies love tattoos, and
But
you got some men that absolutely love their woman to be tatted. But I do think once you start with the body art, it starts to limit
It does.
exactly
Absolutely
who
it
may or
does.
may not be interested. I think that is a fact.
Yeah, the goal is ladies, you want to not limit your options, because as men, and we know this, and we're not gonna go fully this direction, but as men start to climb up the social economic ladder, as men start to accomplish more, do more, become more, it opens up their options. Ladies, what we're saying is we want you to preserve your options and not start to do things that limits and shrinks your options and makes it significantly harder for you.
I agree. I did have a red flag though. Now this is some deep game in my opinion.
Deep game.
You know, it is a lot. You know, who we are is, you know, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
Right. So you really got to think about what that man is consuming on a daily basis, and in this case, social media, really on a minute basis, hour by hour, right? So what I would do is I would take a look at who that person follows. So if you see the most popular porn stars, if you see a bunch of fitness influencers who are really setting those thirst traps, looking very lusty, you know what I mean? Then you can probably imagine that that is what consumes this man's mind on the majority of the time. So he might not be, I would say likely not to be as sexually disciplined. So you really want to keep that in mind. Look at now, if that person follows a bunch of success pages, if that person follows a bunch of people that is in the industry that he's showing to be, then that's going to be a green flag. But if that guy follows a bunch of ratchet pages, the World Star this and a bunch of all of the X-rated profiles, then that's probably somebody that you should not be dealing with.
That means his thought diet
That's real.
is absolutely trash.
Yeah, I constantly have to assess and reassess like the women I'm following and why I'm following them.
Yep.
And so that happens all the time. Like I'll periodically just probably happens almost quarterly where I'll look and I'll be like, man, why am I following these women? What's my you know, you gotta like check yourself sometimes. So those are facts.
Yeah. And so, hey, check this out. We have over 680 people right now watching this thing live and only 300 likes. Push it to 400 real quick, guys. This is so important. Y'all don't understand the way you like this profile and subscribe. Y'all know we just looked at the stats. Over 80% of the people that actually watch our shows are not subscribed.
Which is insane, guys.
I understand
Don't be selfish.
it might be so hard for y'all to just stop watching this and press that subscribe button, but it literally transforms the opportunities for us and what we can do with our platform and who we can get on our platform for you guys. So please, I'm asking right now to just stop everything you're doing, hit that like button for
And
me
subscribe.
very quickly, and please subscribe to this platform. And it's not going to happen all night. So if you have a question for us on the platform, I want you to send a super chat over so we can literally go ahead and answer that, because I got to get these brothers home in the bed very soon because the time is going.
And shout out to Kathy Wood, who just sent over that super chat. And shout out to my girl, Francella, or just in case, Francella Taya. Shout out to these ladies. The ladies is really showing up. Look, fellas, ladies, look, we did an episode yesterday with Dr. Jamal Bryant. We did it specifically for the fellas. We decided that we want to give even more content. We realized it's certain content that the ladies watch, it's certain content that the fellas watch. Now, some content that's for the fellas, the ladies will watch also. So we got 3 episodes a week. So we going to make sure we bring you the dopest conversations that are out there, and we really going to be taking a fine-tooth comb and making sure we hit the range of information about relationships out there.
Yes,
and
yes.
I know you had a question for Nick, Ty.
Yeah, man. So, because here's what I want to do. I want to close out on this here, because I think this is important, because I think we went ahead. You talked about the tattoos a little bit. And I think that's okay. I think this is a perfect segue into what I want to end this on, because I think we both have biases in how we look online at men and women.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was interesting because when you actually was doing a deep dive in some data with the dating apps, you saw that there was very specific, very vain. The ladies had some very vain ways to search and filter the men that really was mind-blowing to me. And I think that might be potentially hindering the likelihood of finding, the right person.
If y'all thought men was critical, the lady,
man.
what he
The
about to
ladies
drop
are
for y'all now,
critical.
he really about to
I
say
want
the
y'all to
truth
hear
about
the
who's
actual
critical.
facts, because tell me about it again. Based on the data, how are women filtering the type of men that they wanted to see?
Yeah, definitely. So 70% of women on dating apps put that the minimum height that they accept for a man is 6 feet.
6 feet. Mm-hmm.
When I believe less than 10% of men actually fit that. And the data shows that 80% of women on dating apps are only going after 80% of women on dating apps only see 20% of men as attractive. Or excuse me, only see 20% of men as dateable. But then also 80% of those women only consider the top 10% of men on apps as actually attractive. So 80% of women on dating apps are all going after 20% of men that are on those apps. And so because of that, again, ladies, you don't want to limit your options. And so you have to really think through. Instead of, I think one of the things that typically happens, and they show this on the dating apps, one of the things that typically happens is that you tend to put what you want, like literally like your top desire versus what you're open to. And again, you limit yourself significantly. The other component or flip side to that when it comes to interactions on dating apps is that it shows that men on dating apps are open for the most part to the majority of women as long as they are adults or they are grown, versus women. And again, I'm not telling any individual woman to do this. I'm just telling you what ends up happening on dating apps. For example, women that are ages 21 through 23 are only open to dating men that are typically 21 through 25. And then women that are 25 through 27 only want men that, again, are within that age range. And as they get older, it literally stays within a bubble of the same 3 to 5 years. And so, ladies, we know naturally that you are hypergamous. Like women, like God has designed you to be more attracted to men that you can look up to, that you can admire, men that you see as leaders, all of those other components. Nevertheless, specifically when it comes to the age thing, this is a very tricky thing. When it comes to the age thing, again, men that are 21 through 55 on dating apps are open to all women on dating apps for the most part. Most women, especially women that are between the ages of 21 through 35. And so again, what we talk about is how men open themselves up to have an abundance of options and opportunities. But women, the way that you all move on dating apps is that you actually create limitations for yourself. And by creating more limitations, you're not realizing, 80% of other women also want the exact same things the same limitations that I've set. So now it's me versus all of these other women. And that's where you find yourselves usually running into issues where you're saying it feels like a lot of work. Many times it feels like a lot of work because you are literally putting yourself in the ranks of the majority of women that are going after a very small pool of men that, again, are not necessarily the men that you would be open to, but it's the men that you're like, no, these are the top men that I want. And so again, it's not about creating limitations, but about creating options for yourself. Not options where you feel like you'd be turned off or you'd be completely like undesiring the person, but options that you'd be open to, because again, you're just dating. These aren't people you're automatically going to marry. It's people that you're able to meet, you're able to vet, able to get to know. And more often than not, you'll realize, man, I'm so happy I met this guy. So happy I gave this guy a chance because this was better than what it was that I thought. Again, it goes back to not you creating your story, but you allowing God to create your story.
I actually have a really good poll, Ryan, because I really want to know this, because I think that stat that 70% of the ladies on the dating apps are filtering for 6 feet and over is so interesting. Mm-hmm. Because we all know that height is just one of the natural, it don't matter. Just the ladies, they want some height.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Height is like up there with bread.
Yeah.
Height, Kimberly Aaron actually came on the platform. She's a matchmaker dealing with women on a regular basis, trying to find them husbands. And she said in most cases, she finds that women are even ranking nowadays height over money as a level of importance in how important height is as it comes to selecting men. So here's what I want to ask.
Let's ask.
I want to know how many women are open to marrying a great man that is under 5'7".
Under 5'7".
I want to know how many women, I'm talking about a great man. Because look, if I say under 6 foot, they're going to be like, I'll marry a man 5'11" and a half.
Under 5'7", that's...
Listen, okay, get 5'8". Let's say 5'8".
Bro, just say 5'9".
Yeah.
What's
5'9" is average.
That's too reasonable.
5'9" is very reasonable.
5'9" is average though.
No. I want to go to the polar.
Okay.
I want to polarize.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's polarize.
To really show the bias. That's what we're showing here. I want to actually allow women to think and challenge themselves in really going and keep it real with yourself. I want to really see who's going to keep it real with themselves and see.
Dating or marrying, we doing?
Marrying a man under 5, and I really want to go 5'7". Y'all think 5'8" or 5'7"? 5'8" or 5'7"?
5'7".
Go
Yeah, I guess.
5'7".
Yeah.
Let's go 5'7". All right. And the reason this is not for me, ladies. This is for you. I really want to challenge you because it's a lady in here. I
we got
promise
one
you.
vote. She said she would.
I'm 5'1".
We got a lady in here that's saying she's 5'1", and
5'7" guy. That's
first of all, I'll be seeing it be the 5'1s with the 6'5s.
With the work, I'm
Those
telling
be the
you.
ones.
I'm telling
Those
you.
be the ones.
that's why tall guys actually want short girls, though.
So she said
Yes.
tall guys want short girls.
So I actually,
That's true.
I actually
That is
just
true.
dropped the
That's
poll.
facts.
Are you open to marrying a man under 5'7" in height? So let's think about some of these celebrities. You got Eddie Murphy.
How tall is Eddie?
He under 5'9". I don't know how tall exactly. He's just under 5'9". I'm looking at the list. Kevin Hart. No, he's
yeah,
well,
Jackie Chan. No, hey, the
Michael
sisters,
Jackson?
The sisters are not rocking with the Asians.
Prince.
I thought it was Michael Jackson.
I just looking at the list under 5'9".
Oh, under 5'9".
This is all the under 5'9" list. Listen, I want to pop this list out when we get to. Let's go ahead. I want everybody to go ahead and fill out that poll because I want to expose some bias here. I know y'all mad as hell at that 5'7" because y'all, no pun intended, overlook these brothers, okay, on a regular basis. And the reality of the situation is
Good brothers at 5'7".
it's some
some good brothers out there.
Ladies, I'm gonna be honest. Let me break your heart real quick. Your husband is a short king. Okay, lady, let me tell you something. The man for you is 5'6.5". I know I'm breaking your heart right now, but your king is 5'6.5", ladies.
Damn.
This is just some bad news, but it is what it is. Well, where we at on that poll?
Let's see what we got. We got 39 votes. Oh wow, I'm tripping. 93 votes so far. It's looking 95. It's looking half and half.
Okay.
It's a tight race.
It's looking half
It's
and
a
half
tight
right
race.
now.
Guys, let's get as
Okay.
many. We got over 700 people in the room listening to this game with Nick and Sire, so I know the game is
Oh,
good.
my gosh.
We done
That's
broke down
excellent,
some
by the way,
profiles.
fellas.
I know we went crazy on that. We had a special situation with a little bit of drama happen, kind of came up with dope. It's really going crazy, guys. We got over 100 votes. When you want me to cut this
And
thing
let's
off?
get to over 4 guys. Please, let's get to over 400 likes right now. We had 393. Let's get
I
to
mean,
over
I'm
400.
gonna be real. There's a big difference between 5'9" and 5'. I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9". I consider that
And we
to
all
be
know,
average height.
fellas, y'all all know if y'all got a significantly taller homeboy and y'all went out on a night with your super tall homeboy,
He definitely gives
You
more,
just know-
more attraction.
like you just kind of feel like, especially if he has any inkling of swag. He's not some tall, clumsy,
Yeah.
some tall, clumsy cat.
All
this is
things
smooth
equal.
cat.
Yeah.
This is smooth cat. The tall guy, he's gonna have some favor.
He gonna have more attraction.
He's
Yeah,
gonna have
yeah, by
favor
default.
wherever he
It's-
goes.
and we actually did. So this thing, we did a dating show, and me and Tyshawn actually discriminated against the short kings.
We did.
We was doing a dating show. And we was casting, and as we was looking through the guys, a lot of the women would ask us, "How tall are the guys?"
That was the number one thing.
And
Not how
actually-
attractive he was, how smart he was,
How tall
how many
was he?
degrees he got.
So after we did the first one, we had a bunch of average sized guys, right? It was okay. And we was thinking about this. I was like, you know what, Tom, for this next one, we had the guys behind the curtain. I said, let's make as many of the guys tall as possible. And what that did, the level of sexual polarization, just from the guy being taller. Like, as the guy would walk up to the curtain, the women would like curdle. Like you
Yeah.
can see them, but they
Yeah.
would, their voice would crack just because the attraction, and they couldn't see the guy. They could just tell from his voice projection that he was much taller than them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's some things as a 5'9" guy, I will never have the opportunity to experience, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell all guys under 6 feet, get muscles.
Yeah.
So at
Get
least,
muscles and
at
get
least
get
you
muscles
can
and get
experience
money.
that. Get muscles,
Get muscles and get money.
That's all we can do.
And
You know what I mean?
status too, if you can.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes, and be intelligent. Learn how to communicate.
Yeah.
Get you some soft skills.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
Come on.
Right? This for the few brothers, because I see the brothers in here in the chat getting this game right here, getting this woman psychology going on in here
First
in
off,
the chat.
Nicole
Let's
just
bust it
tried
out.
me. Just tried me, by the way.
Or
No,
be
no,
the-
I'm
or be the-
5'9"
or be
without
the funny
shoes.
guy. The funny guy
Like
always
5'9" and a
wins
half.
now. Let's
Yeah.
be clear.
Yeah.
Funny still rules. Let's be clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, having a great sense of humor is a big one.
Let's
Let's go ahead and bust it open. Let's go ahead and bust it open. What we got?
137 votes. Got 700 people in the room. Are you open to marry a man under 5'7"? And 53% of our ladies say yes.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that.
So with that many people in the room, that's a large amount that just looked over. That's 300 ladies that's gonna look over their king. Okay.
They gonna look over that king.
And no pun intended. They're gonna overlook that king. All right. And it is what it is. But
Ladies, get it together.
I wanted to go ahead and just talk about that. I thought that was pretty fascinating when Cyrus broke that down about just the biases in that.
Yeah.
And at the same way, ladies, you position yourself to be attractive, because I want you guys, again, can you find your person walking around at the grocery store grabbing the same can of mayonnaise at the same time and it's love at first sight? Maybe. But you actually positioning yourself and building an online brand, right? So you can increase the likelihood, have more options for you to meet this person. That's just something beneficial. But at the same time, watch your own bias, okay? And don't shoot your own foot by being too shallow and vain in your selection processes, because y'all know what we want here. We want everybody here to have healthy, long-term relationships so we can get these goddamn families and households together.
Yeah.
All right?
There's some
That's
good
what
men
we
out
have
there.
to do.
Right.
And that, that's a major part of it. And man, listen, listen, y'all better get these super chats in, because I'm about to get these fellas out of here. I appreciate y'all fellas for coming up in here.
Hey, man, appreciate
dropping
being
this
here.
game.
They want to know how tall Ty is. Matter of fact, how tall are all the fellas? Cyrus, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
5'11". You said that with it. I'm 5'11".
I'm 5'11". I'm 5'11".
5'11". I'm 5'9". Ty, what you 6 feet?
I'm 6 feet tall.
6 feet and ball.
I'm 6 feet.
I'm 6'2".
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, this tall brother right here.
Damn.
Tall brother right here. Yeah.
Damn.
So we walk in the room.
I am a short king.
We get the first look, baby.
Sorry,
We get the
ladies,
first
he's married.
look, baby.
Shout out to KN. She says, I'll tell you a secret. On dating apps, many women put a higher height because most men lie about their height and add 4 inches. Honestly, that is something that we got to
Add
address.
4
The men,
inches?
the men be
Wow.
catfishing too. The men be catfishing
Of
too.
course.
Yeah, of
Height
course,
fish.
Yeah, high
Height
fish.
fish.
Oh, yes. Catfish, clownfish, all of that, ladies.
Oh,
so
man.
y'all got to make sure. Look, we put you on the red flags. So as y'all out here vetting these men, do it responsibly. All right, do it responsibly. But listen, we went out here. We ran this thing. Look, we ran this thing for 2 hours, y'all. All right, we had a great show here.
Great show. Great show.
I think you guys got a gist of what you need to do to open up your options and make this thing work for you. I want to end on this though, because I need you to do something for me. We've been in here giving you game for 2 hours. Because I know most of you on here still haven't gave me my like and subscribe. Please make sure you do that. And so exciting, this upcoming Wednesday, right? This Wednesday, 2 days in 8 p.m. We bringing some fire single ladies on here, on the platform here. I think we're gonna be rocking with we got Brandy Harvey
we
coming
got
on
another.
here.
We got one of the Harvey twins.
Well, one of
Yep.
the Harvey twins coming up on
Yep.
here with
And,
Donnie Wiggins.
Donnie Wiggins.
With Donnie Wiggins.
Oh
So-
my goodness!
So we
Oh
bringing
my
some.
goodness.
We
Donnie,
bringing.
let me tell
Listen.
you something. Donnie despised us for
What?
at least a
She
year and a
did.
half.
What?
Easy.
She
yeah.
you know,
Oh, she judged y'all based off of
She
content.
pulled us
Uh-huh.
into the misogyny, so and so, and
I mean,
with reason,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we was kind of
yeah.
we were very barbershop talky,
Yeah.
at the beginning of our journey podcasting, and as we realized, we grew our we went from a podcast to a platform very quickly.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're at the level of a platform, it comes with a major responsibility. It does. Because
Yeah.
now you're really impacting you and people's homes. And it was interesting because we got to a point where people was, tagging us in videos, but they watching it in their houses. People saying, this is so amazing. I'm gonna send this to my son. I'm gonna send this to my daughters. And we say, you know what? Me and Ryan really had a whole come to Jesus moment
Yeah.
with the podcast.
We just had that too.
And
yeah.
we say, you know what? We about to really take the impact to the next level for the
Yeah.
people. So that's why, guys, we making sure that the caliber of the guests that we bring, the topics that we bring are going to be absolutely relevant to being transformative to your personal development, to your relational development, and your overall personal satisfaction. All right. And that's the men and the women. So one episode at a time, it's the men and the women. Y'all want to be in here on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. because
Yes.
it's going to get spicy.
And guys, for the members, specifically for the members, September 28th is when we're going to be throwing the virtual celebration. So please join us for that. Like I told you guys, we are celebrating 100,000 subs. Now we had about 126,000. Over 300 members for this channel membership, and our 2-year anniversary from the date that we filmed. We're gonna have special guests. You're gonna be rocking with us. Like I told you guys, champagne and something very special. And this is the thing, guys, we got a lot of big things coming. We are in
Yeah.
some major conversations in some major rooms.
Yeah.
So look out for some email updates to come from us. Look for us to get a lot more active on the members only poll. Look for us to drop members only content.
Yes.
And guys, just be patient with us. It takes a lot to put this thing together. We are now putting together a community. I don't know if I should have told y'all that now that I think about it, but
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool.
It's okay.
We putting together something
Yeah.
really big. So as appreciation for the guests, for both Cyrus and Nick, check out the description in the bio. Show them love. Send them a message. Add them on Instagram and tell them exactly how you came across their profile and tell them what they could have done better.
And yes, I keep seeing it here.
What y'all want to hear from these guys?
Imperfect. Dionysus. So actually, what she said here, 6 feet Nova Ball Gang. Also, y'all on Cash App or Venmo. YouTube takes a percentage of our support. They sure do, y'all. YouTube do take it. But listen, anything y'all
Link
give,
in the
we
bio.
take. Go ahead, look at the donate description in there. We recently added that because a lot of people were asking. So we do have a Cash App and it's actually a PayPal.
And Cash App.
Yeah, PayPal and Cash App option inside the description. So y'all could donate that way. Greatly appreciated. We receive it anyway that y'all send it to us. Much love to you. Great question. And I think we received, was it one more? Nah, that was the only question. Oh, wait, K-Ann. I'll tell you a secret. On dating apps, many women put
We
a
got that
higher
one.
height. Oh, we already said that?
We good.
All right, good. The people
we ready
good
to
then.
rock.
The people is good then. Well, look, y'all already know. We got it coming up on Wednesday. I want to see y'all there. But thank you so much for tuning into another episode, family. Thank you, brothers, as well. This was amazing. Y'all already know how we do it on Hardly Initiated. But hey, listen, Hardly Initiated. We are out. Yeah. Peace.